We are live. We are live. Impromptu late night boxing talks. I was gonna wait till tomorrow night to do a boxing talks, but I'm like, what the hell? I'll just take the segments I've already done and get a jump start on the morning. Next episode of the relay. So a lot of talk about what's gonna happen to Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur is one of these fighters that is too good for his own good. And everybody knows it, that there's people out there that want to give him this and that over the quote-unquote 25% that he was offered by Devin Haney without asking. And I asked this myself in my previous episode of the relay. Que lo que, manín, el único. Ya tú sabes, manín. Estamos aquí afuera. Without asking, okay, if Devin Haney is offering Shakur 25% of the pot, whose pot is it? Because it doesn't look like it's Bob Arum's pot. Bob said that there was no substance to that offer. So what that tells me is that, okay, Top Rank wasn't paying for that. Whatever you offering wasn't coming from Top Rank. You're a free agent, so who is it coming from, What it do, Along, what it do, Soldry? What it do, Mickey? Que lo que, manín, ya tú sabes. And those are that's not pointing fingers, but those are relevant questions that you could say, I'm offering you 25%, but 25% of what? 25% of what? Who's paying for the fight? Because it don't look like Bob was paying for the fight. According to Bob, your offer to Shakur has no substance. So what that tells me is that it wasn't Top Rank. That wasn't Top Rank money. What it do? These are simple common sense questions. Simple common sense questions, Guys get attached to a fighter and they think that the fighter can do no wrong. That's what I see, because when I did a video about it, I got one or two disgruntled guys in the comments, but that's a legitimate question. If your offer is not being bankrolled by Top Rank, who is bankrolling it? Because Shakur seems to make a contract minimum of approximately $3 million a fight. That's what he makes on a regular, or around there in that neighborhood. So if you're serious about getting him in the ring, one would think that, okay, you at least got that for him. But do you got that for him? Or is this just a bluff? Is this just you saying stuff on social media? Because people do that. People do that. New narrative. Shakur gonna destroy Navarrete as if Navarrete ever tried to fight Shakur before. Bueno, esto es la cosa. Después de este sábado, Emmanuel dijo que he'll take that fight, that he welcomed that fight. Y el lío es que esa gente en el 130, ellos no van a pelear con él. Él es muy peligroso. If you ask me, he wipes his ass with the whole 130. All of them. Joe Cordina, Oshaki Foster, ¿cuál el otro? El dominicano, Hector Luis Garcia. He beats them all, bro. Navarrete beats them all. Like, I underestimated him. And I was shocked that, like, yo, Oscar's counters are getting in. They're getting in, but he eating them shits and throwing 3-4 punches back. So, para mí, con la política, con el riesgo, they're not gonna want to fight him, bro. They are not gonna want to fight him. And it's messed up because he could be an undisputed champion. He could be Mexico's first super featherweight undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, si no fuera por la política. But PBC's not gonna send Hector to Top Rank para que Navarrete lo mate. No, bro. Y Matchroom, they're not gonna send Joe Cordina to Top Rank. They're not gonna, they're not gonna do that. So ahí se explica por qué ya estamos hablando que Emmanuel nada más tiene 2 peleas en el 130. But already we're seeing that, yo, he might move up. He might move up. ¿Por qué? Porque esa gente no va a pelear con él. If it's not the politics, it's the danger. Shout out to Will. All due respect, but why do we have to wait for guys from 130 to move up so that Shakur can have a good fight? They are trying to starve him out, in my opinion. Well, it's two things primarily. It's two things. It's that the belt situation at 130 is fragmented, right? Joe Cordina's at Matchroom, Hector Luis Garcia's at the PBC, and O'Shaquie Foster is a free agent. But he's under orders to fight a Matchroom fighter, Rocky Hernandez, right? So you look at that and you say, well, damn, you know, Emmanuel, they probably not going to want to unify with him because the money for the risk is not there. Like, to me, he beats them all. To me, after what I saw on Saturday, they don't beat this guy, man. Like, this dude is made out of some other shit. He just made out of some other shit. Because it's not like Oscar don't got power. Oscar got power, and he couldn't do nothing with this guy, bro. He couldn't do nothing. Slipping, bobbing, weaving. Then when he get under the hook, his uppercut right up the middle through the guard. He couldn't do nothing with him. So with that, I'm like, they not gonna fight him, man, because the money to warrant the risk, it's not there, you know? I think he beats them all anyway, but I don't see those unification matches happening. So it's not just, oh, Shakur this and Shakur that. It's also that Emmanuel is going to have a hard time getting big fights. He is, though. Ain't nobody going to want to just fight that dude, bro. Not behind that shit. So it's tough, man. That's the way it is in boxing sometimes. Some guys are too good for their own good. You know, as unorthodox and unconventional as Emmanuel is, he's very good at what he does. Very good. And it's very fun to watch. Shout out to my man Mickey. Shakur need to stay busy and learn from Bud's mistakes on promoting himself. If Shakur keeps cleaning up the division, they got no choice but to fight him. And I agree with that. I do agree with that, that you got to let your personality come out, you know? If you got a favorite football team, favorite NBA team, attach yourself to that. Tweet about that. Get in tune with those fans. Spread your horizons. Spread your wings. All that. You know, you got to put yourself out there because the promoter, Bob Arum, it's not his job to get you on Power 105. That's actually your manager's job. You know, to book you slots so they could get you seen. Your promoter's job is to promote your fights. And they doing that. They promote his fights. And look, Shakur gets good metrics, by the way. If you look at his TV ratings, he gets good TV ratings. You know, they signed George Kambosos. They got Jermaine Ortiz. So those is fights that possibly could happen, you know, possibly. Because otherwise, what you signing George Kambosos for? What you going to use him for? Right? Y'all signed him for a reason. I'm going to assume it's so you could feed him to Shakur. No disrespect to George, but I mean, like, y'all signed him for a reason. What do pendejo? Un pendejo. A pendejo is like a cross because the word has different meanings depending on who's saying it. Like, si yo digo que un tipo un pendejo, that's kind of like, at least the context that I use it in is, oh, you ass, you know, you ass, you a flake, like you ass. But pendejo is another way of saying like idiot, or this moron, or this numbnuts. It's that kind of word. It's that kind of word. You know? But that's reality. They signed George, and Gotta be to feed him to Shakur, right? Otherwise, what the hell else you gonna do with him? They had to give him a gift against Maxie Hughes. What the hell else you gonna do with him but feed him to Shakur? And then you got a high-risk fight in Jermaine Ortiz. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Could be. But it's a high-risk fight. And there's not a lot in it for either of them. Not a lot of money, not a lot of nothing. No belt. So it's like, I don't expect to see that soon. Not yet. You know? I don't expect to see that. And that's just lightweight right now, you know? That's just lightweight. It's crazy to me that the same people that expect Canelo to fight the whole universe, they don't expect Gervonta to fight nobody. That's crazy to me. They want Canelo to fight the whole universe. Everybody. But Gervonta sitting there. You never fought Tevin Farmer. You never fought Loma. You didn't fight Lopez. You didn't fight Cambo. You didn't fight Devin. Shakur is there now. Other two kids done moved up, right? Teofimo and Devin. Devin about to move up. And he still ain't fought shit. And the same people would tell you this and that about Canelo, that he need to do this and he need to do that and he need to do this, right? You ask him about Gervonta and they think he ain't got to do nothing. He ain't got to do nothing. It's the same people. It's the same people. That's crazy. They not boxing fans. I always say that. Those are not boxing fans. They just on some other type of shit, yo. You just on some other shit. You just other shit. Cause what you supposed to say to that? You trying to say that what? That Gervonta is too accomplished to fight people? What? That he sells too much? He's none of those things. None of those things. You haven't generated more money than Canelo. You're not more accomplished than Canelo. So why do you get a pass to skip out on all of your contemporaries, really? Save Ryan, and we all know why you fought him. Very obvious. Haters. Canelo is ducking Jesus. Same haters. Yeah, it's the same people. It's the same people. Canelo has to fight Optimus Prime, then Batman. He has to fight Bruce Wayne, then Tony Stark. Right? But Tank, God forbid you make the suggestion that yet, like, yo, right? Tank was in a pay-per-view. It just sold 1 million. So if you the cash cow or a cash cow, why don't you make Shakur an offer? You never made Lopez an offer, or Cambosos, or Haney, or Loma, but you supposed to be the cash mumu cow. Never made none of them an offer. Bill Haney very recently was on 78 Sports, right? And, you know, he was addressing the Shakur thing about the 25%, right? And he said, like, yo, Floyd talking all this generosity shit. All right, let's fight. We get half of what Tank get. And I kind of echo that sentiment. They're like, yo, when is this dude going to do something? When? Ryan was not the best lightweight in the world. He wasn't. Or super lightweight. And that's... All right, you fought him and you beat him. Now what? Fought him and you beat him. Now what? You gonna fight? Because you know it's gonna be a pay-per-view. Better not fight Cruz again. Better not. Nobody's gonna buy that. Did a video earlier today about a potential Lopez versus Ryan Garcia fight. I'd wager that pay-per-view might do better. Not might. It would do better than Gervonta Davis's next pay-per-view. Because that's it. Your whole thing was a Garcia fight. Aight, you did that. Now what? You did that. Now what? You 28. No, you young. You young, you know? You got plenty of time to fight other people. They really act like he did something special, like he really did some shit. I'm like, I don't know what's the matter with a lot of y'all, to be real. It's real accomplished fighters out there. Real, like Shakur is not no pretend 2-division champion. He is a bona fide 2-division champion. He held the BO at 126, the BO and the BC at 130. He beat 2 world champions. Now he at 35. He wasn't holding on to no baby belts, talking about, yeah, I'm like, what's the matter with y'all? It go back to the same old shit that, like, a lot of y'all look at boxing through this weird ass lens that the rest of the world don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck if Javante is from the same state as you. I don't care if y'all from the same city. That shit don't mean nothing to me. What the fuck do I care? He is either fighting the people that the consumer asks him to fight, or he not. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, more than anything, I'm a consumer. I'm a customer. I ain't over here streaming and stealing. I don't do that shit. I pay. I pay for the right to talk shit. I pay. I buy them pay-per-views, man. I got them subscriptions. You know what I mean? Will says T.O. beat 2 dominant champions and gets put under Tank Davis, who beat a weight drain prospect in the ring pound for pound rankings. It's a clown show over there. And they betray. I would say this, that if you allow that to get published, you only betraying yourself, because you only hurting your own credibility. You only hurting your own credibility. So you saying that him being Ring Magazine, which Tank never was, Lineal, which Tank never was, Unified, which Tank never was, none of that means shit. I'ma rate Javante ahead of him anyway. You only hurt your own credibility doing that shit. And y'all know, I'm not no Teofimo Lopez fan, but Teofimo deserves a spot. Javante Davis does not. Nah, fam. No. Don't deserve a spot. You not pound for pound nothing. Not pound for pound. The fuck pound for pound shit you did? What pound for pound shit you did? What? Shit is crazy. I don't even like T.O. like that, but that kid, he earned his spot. Like, he did. He knocked out Comey, IBF champion, beat Loma for the Ring Magazine and Lineal, Unified, moved up, dominated Josh Taylor, Ring Magazine, Lineal again, WBO. Y'all betray yourself. Y'all betray yourself. Because when you overlook all of that, what you telling people is, oh, so you could fight real champions, you could win real belts, and that shit don't matter because somebody on your panel has a chubby over Javante. For that, might as well make my own list, which I did. That's why I don't go by nobody list no more. I don't even pay attention most of the time when they update they shit, because I don't go by that. I don't go by that. Y'all not rating the best fighters in the world. And that's what the pound for pound list is supposed to be. Skills devoid of weight. That's not what y'all doing. Y'all got Tyson Fury in there. Pound for pound list ain't for heavyweights. Not career heavyweights. Now, if you a dude that moved up there, yeah, you could be there if you moved up there. Because then that's a literal example of pound for pound. Don't pay attention to their list, man. They shit is a popularity contest. That's all they shit is, a popularity contest. What pound for pound shit Davis did? What? You got a 4-division champion in Kazuto Ioka. They don't talk about him. They don't talk about him. So are you rating skills or are you rating popularity? Drawing power? What are you rating? Shit don't make sense. That's another dude that is very close to cracking the ring IQ pound for pound list. Emmanuel Navarrete, recoñazo para que lo sepa. Campeón en 3 divisiones. He's very close to cracking my list. In fact, he might very soon. They're not rating skills, which is what pound for pound is supposed to be. That what you're saying basically is take this heavyweight that weighs, let's say, 250 pounds and take this super featherweight that weighs 130 pounds. What you're saying is that even though the heavyweight would beat the smaller man, it's only because he's bigger, not better. Because pound for pound, this 130-pound fighter has more skill than this heavyweight. Pound for pound, in a word. El vaquero, pa que lo sepa, coño. It's a skilled fighter, man. There's a method to his madness. And it works. It works. He shocked me. Because he took them counters. He ate them shits, bro. He ate them shits like they was carnitas. Ate them shits. Shit was crazy. Pero ya se sabe que en el boxeo there's a lot of politics and a lot of favoritism. A lot of politics, a lot of favoritism. They want guys to be more than what they really are. That's all I see. Not dissimilar from what happened with Spence. Nothing against him, but the writing was on the wall. Y'all just didn't want to read it. Y'all still don't want to accept that Fury was a cherry pick gone wrong. Y'all don't want to accept that, but that's what that was. Thoughts on Tim Bradley's terrible feet comment? I didn't hear what he said about who feet. Who feet he was talking about?
Talking about Navarrete's.
He do got terrible feet. That's not even a lie. He crosses his feet, bro. And sometimes he literally leans over his... It's what everybody says, that fundamentally he do a lot of crazy shit. But it works. It works.
And it's so frustrating.
It's fun to watch, but it's like if you look at him, you say like, yo, man, he better not keep doing that shit because somebody gonna fuck him up. And what he do? He'll fuck up the guy you thought was gonna fuck him up. What he did to me?
Like he throws all those punches off balance, you think, oh, there's no way he's gonna have any power on that. And then he turns the other guy's face in a hamburger.
Man, he had Oscar looking like old boy from the Goonies, bro. He fucked him up. But you know, shout out to El Vaquero, man. You know, you win some, you lose some. I don't really know what happens to Oscar, you know, because he could go to 35, you know. It's not like he can't. Like, that doesn't have to be the end of the road. 2 losses.
Nah, he's too small for 35.
But what he going, like, all right, then you know what you got to do then? If you ain't no reason for you to go back and fight Navarrete. He fucked you up. Go fight the Dominican dude, bro.
I was gonna say maybe what's it called? He could pray that Rocky Hernandez wins against Shocky Foster. That would be a good fight for him.
Hey man, Rocky could punch, bro. He ain't no Ray Vargas now. That dude could punch.
Oscar's in this weird place where I don't think he's too hurt or too old to be considering retirement. But what does he do realistically? Where does his career go? Is he going to be a unified champion at 130?
He has to expand. Look, Ricky Burns is a prime example that you could keep doing your thing even after you get beat. Ray Beltran, too. These are two fighters that Terrence Crawford beat soundly. And after that, they went on to win belts. Both of them. Ricky
I don't know. I
Burns won a
feel
BO at 40. Beltran won the BO at 35. That was after Crawford beat them. So
Burns is different though. I don't. He was a very high overachiever.
I'm just saying that if you Oscar, like I'm gonna put it to you this way, Ray, do you think that Oscar stands a chance with Hector Luis Garcia?
Yeah, I think he could.
Then that's the reason that you should keep going. That all right, Navarrete beat me, fine, but everybody can't beat me. Not everybody.
I'm
But
not saying everybody can beat him, but I just think what's it called? I think he could continue. He just can't continue going up.
he don't got the size for that shit. I agree with that though. That he's too little for lightweight. Navarrete made him look like a fucking featherweight, bro.
Yeah, that's the
And
one
he's
thing
the
that was
one
on
who
my mind. I
came
was
up
like,
in
damn.
weight.
That was
Maybe
crazy that he made
should
him
move
look
down.
small. Now
That's,
you can't go back to 2'6",
Bro,
bro.
that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, man, maybe Oscar should think about going down.
Bro,
If
he
He
look,
should try
if
to like kill
Navarrete
himself
is
to make that weight.
if
Look,
Navarrete is 5'7", how tall's the fucking Oscar?
Oscar's like 5'5", 5'4". He gotta be.
Fuck yeah.
But he looks so small next to him, bro. Like in the fight, because at the weigh-in, they both dry. But in the fight, yo, Navarrete look like a goddamn lightweight in there, bro. You fucking him up, tearing him up, bro.
Hey, you know what? Props to Navarrete, bro. I ain't never seen that man so defensively responsible in his life.
That's
Yo,
another thing.
facts.
And
He
that's
was
here's the
that's the other shit that he was slipping real good. Like you couldn't see, you really had to look, but he was slipping real good. Like a lot of shit. Oscar got in with some shit, that you could see, but other times, yeah, Navarrete just slipping,
You
getting
mean,
past that shit.
Jules, you mean to tell me in those Mexican wars they show slickness, just like Barrera and Morales?
Man, listen, man, you're not talking to people on Twitter, bro.
I thought the
You know,
most
dummies
impressive thing that Vaquero showed me when he was slipping, Jules, his momentum, he wasn't rolling with them. It's just his momentum, Oscar was catching him late.
I think the most impressive thing that he did for me is that he'll get off the hooks and Oscar get under them. And when he go to get under and put that guard up, man, right in the fucking face. It's like, bro, he couldn't breathe. That was the equivalent of an asthma attack. He'd throw the hooks, Oscar get under. Once he get under, man, uppercut. It's like, yo, B, like, he fucked him up, bro.
Yeah, like that uppercut, I don't think Oscar, and not even Oscar, what the fuck was Reynoso doing? He didn't expect that fucking counter uppercut. Like when you doing the game plan, Jules, if that don't work.
You know what the shit is, that they probably thought what we thought, that, well, at least what I thought, that Oscar get in a couple of counters and get this guy to calm down, but he did land counters. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do shit.
And that's my point is, as a trainer, Jules, when you see, okay, if this doesn't work, what do I tell my guy to do?
What would you have told him to do, Drew?
He wasn't double jabbing, Jules, and he didn't really stick to the body at all. That's the only way you beat fucking Vaquero.
I would say I do agree with that. That if I'm Reynoso, I would have told him, look, man, we're gonna have to sacrifice some of these rounds to take the air out of the tires, because this dude, he could take the head punches all night. He could take these head punches all night, but nobody likes it to the body, so we gotta go there. It's just that also también Oscar marks easy, bro.
Yeah,
he marks easy, bro. Like he just wasn't durable enough for that fight.
But sabes qué? When Oscar landed that flush counter, that was like what, round 2?
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't do shit. Right there, like I got to go to this motherfucker's body for like 4 or 5 rounds.
Basics. That would have been the only thing, the only piece of advice that probably would have made a difference, because it's like, bro, this dude is made out of some other shit, bro. Like you can't keep wasting punches on his face.
The man's throwing 80, 90, or sometimes 100 punches in a round and still getting hit flush. Like, come on, like.
And he didn't slow down, which is the crazy thing. Like there were moments where I'm waiting for him to slow down, or it kind of looks like he's slowing down, and he'll just come on strong in the next round. So, look, man, Oscar, like sometimes it's nothing you could tell a guy, because what was Oscar gonna really do? You feel me? Like sometimes it's nothing you could tell a guy, like, yo, you overmatched, bro.
I'm gonna give Derek the same heat people are giving Derek James. I'm giving Reynoso because, like Derek, his fighters don't be adjusting in fights.
They're
mean,
getting really sus. It's all high guard, no jab, no real head movement. Get in with the hooks.
yeah, but you know what this shit is? Trainer of the year is kind of like a curse. Because are you really the best trainer just because you have a high profile client? The people that win trainer of the year, these are like to me in 2020, I would have gave it to Salas personally because of the Kazuto shit. He has a diverse field of fighters that he works with. Mark Ramsey is the same shit. Manny Robles is a good trainer. What about him? The trainer of the year is like a beauty pageant almost. Like it's another popularity contest that obviously you're gonna give it to Derek James. Obviously. This is the thing. I don't think Derek is a bad trainer though. I don't think that. I just think that he's a physical guy, you know? His philosophy relies on the physical. That works until it doesn't, you know?
That works until pugilism takes over.
It depends because you know, so like look at Rashidi Ellis. Wait, look at Rashidi Ellis and Roman Villa, for example. The physical in that fight beat out the cerebral. That you want to move and you want to jab and you want to fuck all that. Roman Villa got in your face, wore you out. You know, and it's the same with Rakhimov and Zelfa Barrett. Zelfa Barrett want to move and use the ring and throw the man. Fuck all that. You know, so sometimes the physical wins. The thing is, my thing is this. Before I tell you that I think Derek James is a bad trainer, what is that based on? Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence? Terrence Crawford is a generational talent. Yeah, like in other words, what we gonna say that? Oh, Errol should have won. Nah, B, you in there with Bud. So is it that he's a bad trainer? I can't say that. I can't say that,
but I can't say, like we were talking, me, you, and Steve, like Ismail Salas and the guys that get you wins when they're not supposed to get wins in the 4-round, 6-round. Those guys that are underdog, the trainers that are always getting their underdogs to win as well as their top fighters, those are the guys.
Yeah, but we can't treat Bud. We can't treat Bud like he's Trayvon. You feel me? We because it's a different level of fighter and a different level of fight. I know you're talking about the Maestre fight this past weekend, but this is Bud we talking about. Is the indictment that Derek James couldn't figure out how to beat Bud? Bro, nobody's figured that out
I'm not even. I'm correlating it to these trainers that the star horse is really the star horse. Look at Derek James. Look at who is Ward's trainer again? That couldn't do nothing with nobody else.
Virgil. No, but think about it. Freddie Roach, Virgil Hunter, Derek James have all come up against Terrence Crawford. All of them lost. So it's like, how can I say, oh, you ain't shit as a trainer when, nobody figured Terrence out yet? I mean, like, does that make you a bad trainer or is he just a bad motherfucker? Yeah, I mean,
add something.
I think a lot of
to be honest, because
Derek was the scoffing at actual Terrence's skills.
Well, no. I mean, I agree with that. That like you gotta get your comeuppance. Like I ain't said, but do I think he's a bad trainer? No, I do not think he's a bad trainer. Go ahead, Ray.
I was gonna say, what's it called? Honestly, when a guy becomes trainer of the year, I think people kind of don't realize this, but not only is it because of your star fighter, usually it's your star fighter getting a really high victory and being pretty much put in an elite category. And after that, they don't usually take a step backwards. So, you know, you look at Derek James, for example, the guys he had win in, what was it, 2022, it was Charlo winning undisputed and Spence winning against Ugas.
Mm-hmm.
Their next fights were going to either be against Tim Tszyu, who is one of the best 154-pounders right now,
Mm-hmm.
and now Canelo, which he's 100% going to lose that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Errol, it was Terrence Crawford. So, and even when you go look at Eddie Reynoso, last year, the next fights for his fighters was Chocolatito for fucking Julio Cesar Martinez. It was Shakur Stevenson for Oscar Valdez, and then Bivol for Canelo. If you're gonna be fighting at the elite level, and when you get the trainer of the year, it's going to be that much more elite. It's going to be a lot harder. And also, now that you're trainer of the year, people are going to start tuning into your style. They're going to start looking at it more. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure before Shakur and Bivol even touched the ring, they probably knew every single thing about Oscar and Canelo's strategies immediately.
It's just
He's
that when
gonna
you
high guard,
bring
he's
up
gonna
a
do
guy
this.
like Shakur, right? For example, Shakur, that's not anybody. You feel me? That is a difficult dude to try to figure out. Same with Crawford. Like, yeah, Spence got his ass beaten, and we all knew he was gonna get his ass beat. But it's more like, does that mean that Derek is a bad trainer? Nah, I ain't gonna say that. That's a little bit. That's a little bit much, to be real. I'll say he was overrated. I'll say that. Like, was he overrated? Oh yeah, because you could be good and be overrated. They're like, yo, he don't turn water into wine, bro. You know, you don't turn water into wine now. But he's a good. I don't think he's a bad trainer. I'm not gonna say he's a bad trainer. I don't think that. I don't think
I'll
that.
go with overrated. Like, overrated makes sense, but I won't go as far as bad because he has too many undisputed unified champions under him, but he has to be overrated because the way he dismissed Terrence Crawford, the way he brought in Jermell really unprepared in that first fight with oh god, I'm blanking on his name.
With Castano, with Castano. Abel Sanchez, wait, before I pass it to you, Villain, it's like Abel Sanchez. You know, when he had Gassiev, a unified cruiserweight champion, a wrecking machine that he got to two titles, he didn't have no amateur background. And he had Golovkin there also. When it was good, it was good. Well, you know what they say, when it rains, it pours. Go ahead, Villain.
I was just gonna say, how's everybody doing? First of all, hope everybody's well. Haven't talked to you guys in a while. What I was gonna say is, if you're trainer of the year, if you're supposed to be considered one of the top 3, top 5 trainers in boxing, how do you have 15 months to prepare for Terrence Crawford, and your fighter goes out there, does the exact same thing, and with all due respect, humiliates himself on national TV? It's very hard for me to call you the trainer of the year, or to not call you overrated if that's your showing.
I would say that well, Bob said it. Bob said it. There's a great interview with Marcos Villegas where Bob said, Julio said it many times. I've said it in many videos. Spence is not used to southpaws. Terrence is going to come out southpaw and he's going to fucking undress him because Errol's not used to that.
Oh, okay, so we'll go off that. We'll go off that. The premise. You've had 15 months to prepare against a southpaw. You know who you're going to fight. You publicly told everybody, I want Terrence Crawford next. I'm going to fight Terrence Crawford. I'll fight nobody. Okay, so you had 15 months to prepare for that, right? And you're not used to fighting southpaws. Why are you not prepared for that, knowing that's what you're going to have to deal with?
Bro,
I will tell you why.
No, wait. The fights are won and lost in the gym. I'm telling you, Villain, that fight was lost already 5 years ago. It's not all based on this 15 months that he had. I've been telling y'all. Look, for example, right? Remember Usyk was in the crowd with the hoodie at the Joshua fight? Remember that?
Following him around, just watching him.
Studying him. Like, I know we gonna see each other one day, so I'm gonna do my homework. I'm telling y'all know that fight that we got 2.5 weeks ago, we wasn't supposed to get that. That was not the plan. They wasn't. The last 5 years was not 5 years of Errol getting ready for Bud.
And thank you. And Villain, the last 15 months, I'll be conservative. 9 of those, we saw pictures of Spence bloated at buffet lines, and he don't live that fighter lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I'm aware of it. I know what.
So it's I can't blame Derek for the guy not going to the gym 24/7.
Yeah, like because the specimen is the specimen. Like I know everybody's not crazy about Andre Ward, right? But just an example that you have a trainer in Virgil Hunter that got a lot of plaudits because of Andre, but that don't mean that Virgil going to turn around and turn Amir Khan into Andre.
He had fucking Perro
Angulo. You know what I mean? So
just to piggyback after what you said, Jules, is like in the context, I think Derek James, he didn't have the ability to assess his opponent to that degree. But not only that, the opponent was Terrence Bud Crawford, and to analyze what chinks are in his armor, very few.
Brickstar, I'm just saying that. All right, he don't have it to analyze Crawford. Who does?
No. Then it's on Spence.
Ronnie
as well.
Shields.
But
Stop playing, yo.
But
Stop playing.
No,
Go ahead,
but
Brickstar.
in actuality, like Terrence is probably one of the most balanced fucking fighters that are in the sport. Period. So to assess and find chinks and holes in his ability and where are his deficiencies, I mean, that is purely on the onus of the trainer. And
It is, but I think that sometimes boxing is too knee jerk. You see what I mean? That there was only so much Derek could do in that situation, in other words. And I'm not saying that, oh, no, that's me being real. They're like, bro, we acting like figuring Terrence Crawford out is the same as figuring Ugas out. It's not. This is not Ugas.
It's not, but then also
Porter, it's not Danny Garcia.
I'll go back to it. It's like, you remember when Jordan lost in the playoffs to the Pistons? He's like, man, I got to hit the weight room. Spence never planned on this fight. They was gonna sell that O to Canelo, so he was never living. He was never living. Yeah, he was never living like I need to beat Crawford.
If you would have spent, if you was dead ass, right? You knew, and your handlers knew then what it was. You had 5 years to ready yourself for what is an older fighter than you are. That's not what you were doing the last 5 years.
I
Reality,
took the easy route.
They was about to cash you out if Canelo would have said yes. Do you think we would have got this fight? No. He would have got his ass beat up there, stayed up there, took a year off to go spend some of that money. So when you really look at it, yo, you wasn't getting ready for Bud the last 5 years. I'm not going to put all of that on Derek. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than the 15 months you had to prepare. It's bigger than that. Ultimately, this dude is better than you in every way you can imagine. You ain't beating that.
The only advantage you had was you was taller and maybe had a longer reach. You wasn't stronger.
No, he didn't even have longer reach,
exactly.
Drew.
You was just taller. You wasn't the better athlete. You wasn't the stronger athlete.
You didn't have more core strength. You weren't faster. You weren't sharper. You weren't smarter. You ain't got better feet. Drew, how many times we said
you was just taller.
There's nothing this man does better than Bud. There's nothing.
Fuck, guys. Actually, I'm going to say something that might fuck up the entire thing, but I think 4 years ago or even 5, Errol Spence knew that he had nothing on this guy.
I agree with you.
And that was when fucking Terrence, he stepped up to him at the underground with Bob Arum there and whatnot, and all that shit that ensued with the $1 million bet, all that shit right there and then. And when Terrence was going, yo, my guy, you fucking fat. You ain't ready now. You ain't ready now. He goes, grab my shit right now. He was testing him, and he was just like, no. And then right there and then, psychologically, I think Spence cashed out. He was just like, you know what?
Heyman knew because when it's just very obvious that is why I give Errol respect, because he had a choice to keep up the charade or just bring it to an end. He chose to bring it to an end. I respect it. Let me read the super chat. Jack says, if Jermel loses, is he off the list? Absolutely, he's off the list. That's how it works. The list is only for when my list. I don't do that sucker shit that the other ones do. If you lose, you out. Winning is what got you there, not losing. The only reason you ranked is because you keep winning. So until you show me that you can win again, you're out. That's all you got to do. Get yourself back in the winner's bracket. Canelo did.
Bro, your next super chat. Hey, your next super chat's delusional, bro. His dude's got it.
So pound for pound and the face of boxing is Canelo, and he went up and down for Triple G, but can't move to 160 for Bud or catch weight and can't stay at 168 for Bivol. Canelo has no jab or feet. Eddie Reynoso is trash. Bobby, you don't know shit about boxing. I'm sorry. If
Thank
you
you
think
for the
like
money. Thank you for the
We
beer
don't
money.
even discuss that.
thank
one,
you
bro.
for thank you for the beer money though. I do appreciate that, but Bobby, you don't know like really though, you don't know shit about boxing, bro. Like,
I kind of feel bad for him, man.
nah, I mean, it's his opinion. He's entitled to it. Valdez is known for not doing what he does in camp. Well, you know what they say. As soon as a guy gets hit, he reverts back to what he knows. And he was getting hit.
He was getting
Getting
hit,
hit?
but I'll give Valdez credit. I was there in the rain watching him fight Scott Quigg with a broken jaw. He's
No,
not
he's a
gonna quit.
fucking warrior. He's a, but you know what the shit is? I'm just thinking that look, once again, it's not that Valdez wasn't landing. He was, but this motherfucker is just built different, bro.
They
Like,
didn't-
He's
they
a
didn't have
Mexican
Hey, is
fucking
Navarrete
Terminator,
the is Navarrete the mini fucking Crawford, bro?
No, it's
Well-
just they didn't have, like Jules said, they didn't have a plan B if Navarrete stood up to those fucking counters.
I don't think they anticipate because you like. I think it's unfair, for example, to lay into Eddie when think about what you saw in the Baez fight. Emmanuel didn't look good in the Baez fight. He didn't look good in the Gonzalez fight. The more recent fight that he had with Liam Wilson, bro. Nothing against Liam Wilson, by the way, but it's like, yo, Liam Wilson did all that to you. So if you Eddie, you thinking, oh, he don't like these 130-pound punches. He don't like him. He got hurt mad times in that fight. You gonna go in thinking, nah, we good. We been up here for 7 fights. He only been up here for 1. This is second fight. We got this. Who would have anticipated that he was gonna eat all of that? He ate everything, bro. It's not that he wasn't getting hit. He was.
I'll tell you who did. Oscar did, because Oscar even said, like, before the fight, he's like, I know I'm not getting the same guy that looked bad in that last fight.
Bruh. Well, he damn sure did, and I tell you what.
Well, how many times
Canelo
you got,
argued
like,
Valdez because he makes the same mistakes.
like how many times did fucking Valdez like touch up his face like throughout the night? I mean, like Navarrete, he came out there looking like he walked out of a hot sauna. Nothing.
Bro, he walked out like when the fight was over, it looked like it was round 1. You just scratch on him, bro. Just a little bit of sweat. That's it.
Do you think it was
You know,
He
the
looked
height?
like he was ready for a date. Like he got into the
Bro.
fight. Like, yeah, just touch my face up here, touch my face up here. Yeah, now I look ready for the ladies.
I would say not just the height, because remember Adam Lopez had height, but Oscar dealt with it, you know.
No, I don't mean for Oscar. I mean for for Navarrete, because that's like when Liam Wilson's he looked pretty tall when he was like fighting.
No. Yes, I agree with you there that the main reason that the counters were so sweet with Liam Wilson, he was a lot taller, so he doesn't need to be right up on Navarrete to make him pay that. Like, oh, you gonna lean over your foot, bah, you know what I mean? Whereas Oscar, you know, Oscar's a little dude. Like he looked real fucking small in that fight, bro. Like you would have thought he was the one that moved up. Well, technically he did, but that was 7 fights ago. Shout out to Undefeated. Both EJ and Derek drank their own Kool-Aid. That they did. But yeah, I would say that the main reason that the counters were sweet, an advantage that Emmanuel is not, that Liam had, that Emmanuel is really not used to. He's not used to being the shorter guy. He was one of the biggest 122 pounders, one of the biggest 126 pounders. Even now he looked big at 130. But Liam was really, you know, tall, long guy for 130. Pause, but that's what he was. So the counters was sweet. And it's like with Oscar, man, Oscar, he marked real fucking easy, bro. His whole face turned red every fight. His
So
whole
what
face.
So what you're saying, Jules, is a guy has to be a very specific fucking height differential for actually Oscar to fucking land. Like Oscar, that height where Navarrete was, he just, I don't know, he just, and he didn't have the pop.
Not
snap.
just height though, not just height, because remember Joette has a little bit of height too, and he wasn't really tearing up, you know, Navarrete the way that like Liam. Really, if we being real, Liam should have won that fight. I'm saying that count was too long, bro. It's clear y'all was giving him extra time. It's clear when he knocked him down. It's clear y'all was giving Navarrete extra time. So it's the height, in the counters like that. He was getting off some good shit. You go back and you watch that shit. The highlights is on Instagram, the ringside highlights. You can see that now, but they'll get going and he'll just pop him in the middle of the shit, man, and stop him right then and there. So, shout out to that guy. If anybody deserves a rematch, it's him, not Oscar. He deserves a rematch to me. Go ahead, Julio. I'm about to smoke this cigarette. Be right back. Ow.
Nah, I just felt like Valdez used the wrong game plan. Terrible game plan.
I don't think there was a way for him to win that fight, bro, to be real. He just doesn't have enough pop to keep him off. He hit him. He couldn't make a dent in that guy.
He wasn't using his jab. We saw 2 weeks ago what a good jab does.
Exactly
That
what
was
I
against
said. No
a
double
pressure
jab,
fighter.
Julio. No double jab. Nothing to the body.
He
Exactly.
did throw shots to the
Even
body.
No jabs to the body.
you should have
So Navarrete has a crazy reach. How do you get inside? You got to use your jab. And Valdez was just in the high guard looking for a left hook with nothing to discuss. Just left hooks raw.
And where's the when you realize, like, remember when he landed that first counter left hook, that hard shot? That didn't do shit. Where do you as a trainer, like, okay, our plan A is not working. What's plan fucking B?
invest in the body.
Well,
And that's where I get
remember.
on like Reynoso and Robert Garcia. Their guys don't have a plan B.
No, and that is on the trainer, but there's also Jules is right. There's some responsibility on the fighter themselves, because we heard throughout the entire buildup how Oscar Valdez used to be this great amateur boxer who used to use his feet, used to move backwards, used to use his jab. Well, he hadn't done that in how many fights now? I think it's going on to at least more than 10. And if you haven't been doing that recently, if you haven't been using it, then I can't expect you to suddenly go back to it. So Reynoso could have been telling him, you got to use your jab, you got to go to your body. And Oscar may have been still just stuck in catch and counter mode because that's all he does now.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bit harsh because really I was looking at the fight when he went to the body, or he like would go low, or he dipped low to go to the body, or maybe even think about it. What would be there for him? There would be an uppercut there for him. When he would go for the jab, he's never really been a combination guy, which is of course his fault. But when he'd use his jab, he'd try to follow up, and Navarrete would just lean out of the way. I feel like it's kind of oversimplifying it, just saying, if you had just doubled up on your jab and gone to the body a bit more, the fight would have been more in your favor. Even now, think about it. Even when he went to the body at times, like when he would think about it, what Navarrete did is he would literally just dip down low, and Oscar just didn't know where to hit him. Like he didn't know if he should like hit him in the back of the head or try to like hit him through the side or whatever. I think it was just too much of a confusing fight for him at the time. And
see, but the same thing. But to me, it's just the mechanics of boxing. The same concepts apply. If he's dipping low, you have to use your lead hand to like frame him and control him. And Oscar wasn't doing that. He doesn't have a dominant lead hand in the same way that someone like Shakur does. I think, the moment, like, to me, like, Navarrete, I like Navarrete. I picked him to win, but the moment he runs into someone that has a real dominant jab, he's going to be too off balance. He's going to be too wide. Like, he's just going to get eaten alive by it. Pause. So I just think it's bound to happen eventually. Maybe not at 130, but definitely at 135.
Yeah, I think the problem Navarrete poses for a lot of his opponents is how awkward and unorthodox he is. Like when he does those little bebops and those lunges, maybe he dips to the left, dips to the right. But no matter which way he's dipping, you don't know if that hand's coming from over top, coming from the side, coming from under. Like he's very, very fucking awkward. You know what I'm saying? And
you can't find anyone to spar with. You can't find anyone to spar with who's like him.
Yeah. Yep. And
actually, believe it or not,
that's what makes him a puzzle. You know what I mean? Hard to solve.
Believe it or not, I actually think a while back, and I also went to watch the fight again. He fought like Ruben Villa, and oddly enough, I think he had like the best preparation for a Navarrete fight, and it still didn't work, obviously. And I know you guys might disagree with this, but I think Luis Lopez fights at least somewhat similar into kind of the awkwardness that Navarrete poses. He kind of
I agree 100%. Yeah, they have
from a very long distance. Yeah. But even then, it was like, this is where I was like saying, I'm kind of starting to think this. I don't want to, I guess, kind of take away from how good he was, but I kind of do feel like it is a size thing, because when I watched the fight with Ruben Villa, the one thing that I said, I was like, man, the game plan you have, it's not even really bad. It's such a you're not really big. Like you're a featherweight, and you just like you're trying to use your jab and use your reach and everything, but you're too far to really do anything.
I agree.
Now,
The
that
size
actually-
differential was way too much, man. That's why fucking Oscar couldn't really kind of command him to move the way he wanted to get the body shots in as well. So I think what Julio said, it was like he wanted to do that, but the body frame and the size differential, it was probably way too much, right? And then the last 3 rounds, poor bastard was like fucking fighting out of one eye.
But even with the Villa fight, Villa was throwing like a flicking jab. He wasn't really like sticking it on him.
For me, it came down to Navarrete's ability to manage
do that again. Because to throw if you like really try to put it on him with the jab again, you have to really commit to it, and you have to really almost get kind of into the area of like danger a bit more than you should.
But that's why like boxing is counterintuitive sometimes. Like, yeah, you have to do that in order to like disrupt his rhythm, because really that's what he is. Like Navarrete's a rhythm fighter who like improves as he can, go consistently throughout the rounds. That's why you need to step to him. You can't just be on your back foot, and you can't just wait for one like single shots either. You have to keep him on balance.
You need to interrupt the music in his own head, because as soon as he starts hearing the beat in his own head, Navarrete is just moving to this weird rhythm he can hear.
You also have to admit that you need certain coming into the fight. You need certain ingredients. You need enough pop to put a dent in the guy. If you ain't got enough pop to put a dent in this guy, it's over for you, bro. It's over. And we could say that Oscar was a sizable puncher at this weight. So, he's more. I'm gonna say this. He's like I don't know, maybe like an A- pressure guy. Like he's a fucking animal, bro.
Jules, I have a question for you. How do you think a fight between him and Shakur Stevenson would go? Because in physical dimensions, they're almost identical. Shakur's a little taller, but Navarrete's got longer reach.
Navarrete's got the right style for the job. I'll say that. Pressure guys, if you want to take your time and pick your shots, they don't give you the chance to do that. They force you to work. So, as weird as it might sound, he might be able to test him better than a lot of those guys at 135, I think, because it's like he's just going to keep coming at you. If you can't put a dent in this, he's just going to keep coming after you. That's what he's like the Terminator, bro.
Yeah, the
pressure fighters pressure fighters give pure boxers.
Pure boxers a lot of problems. And even when like, let's say if Shakur is a A- or an A+, right? And Navarrete is a B+ or a B-. The way it usually plays out, they still give you a lot of problems. Like Angulo and Lara, you saw that Lara was tearing him up, but like, Angulo was in his shit. He knocked him down. He had him tripping up over his own feet. So even when they're a tier below, they still give you a lot of problems because they're forcing you to work. And the pure boxer don't want to do that. They want to take their time, wait for the right moment, get you to bite on some feints, throw a couple of jabs out there. They just want to fight at their own pace. Pressure fighter force you to fight at their pace, whether they win or lose.
It's weird how complicated boxing is, but at the same time, it has a very rock, paper, scissors relationship in terms of pressure fighter, boxer, puncher.
It's all an internal rhythm,
Hey, I was analyzing that a potential, Navarrete fucking Stevenson fight before he even fought Valdez. And every time I keep coming back to, it's one of them fights where Navarrete either stops Stevenson or he gets fucking ran through on decision.
There's
no in between with those two, those styles. You know what I mean?
It's a great fight. Yeah. It's a great fight.
I think Shakur's, as he's grown, he's kind of evolving his style. Like, to me, he's more of a boxer puncher now, and I think he kind of showed that in his last fight. Like, he's really stepping to people now. Like, he's not just taking half steps back and pulling his head back. Like, he's really like beating the shit out of people now.
What makes that fight dope is that they're both unconventional in their angles. Everybody don't use the angles that Shakur does. Like, it's a lot of pure boxers, bro. They not on the level with it as Shakur. At the same time, it's a lot of pressure fighters. But Emmanuel, he's just a weird dude that yo, dog, a lot of shit he do will get you knocked the fuck out. But not him. It's crazy, bro.
I only wonder what would Navarrete's setup be to land, I guess, a hidden shot on Shakur, because the uppercut, I don't know how much that's going to even be there. Because I'd be surprised if Shakur would want to even be in a high guard for any portion
I'll tell you
of the
exactly
fight.
how he'll do it. He'll leap in the air, click his heels, lean really far to one side, and lunge his arm forward. And he'll somehow nick Shakur, and his knees will buckle.
Motherfucking
that
JX
the
says
big-
Reynoso is a defense first coach. Oscar just isn't. I mean, yeah, like
disagree.
he was doing some of the right stuff, getting under the hooks. It's just that when there's so much coming at you, that's what I mean. That it's like, yo, what the fuck were you gonna do, bro? There's just so much coming at you. You like having an asthma attack in a boxing ring. There's so much coming at you. Like he's suffocating you, bro. He's smothering you out, snuffing you out. I did not expect that, because I expected that the counters would be sweet, that he would be able to get Navarrete's respect and lay into him. None of that happened, bro. He got fucked up. Sergio says, a birdie told me that Navarrete trains with heavy bags full of sand. He said he saw this in Navarrete's training camp. Well, that'll make your knuckles harder. That'll make you punch harder. You know, harder on your knuckles, though.
I heard he drinks from bottles full of water too. Pretty crazy.
Ooh, that's another thing I forgot to say. Like, I think he broke his hand in that fight.
No, he
So,
didn't. He said he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
He said he
Oh,
didn't.
was it just
He
a
said he
regular
didn't. Yeah,
injury or
he
whatever?
did. He said it
Just
swole
inflamed
up.
it.
Yeah, he said it
Okay.
swelled up, but it's definitely not broken. That's what he said. Definitely not
Okay.
broken. So, shit, man. You know, they had the
And
press
Navarrete
conference.
has way more mustard on his punches than that of Shakur. I don't think
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that.
I think he does. What's it called? But I don't think necessarily you need power to, like, what's it called? Have some of these guys like back off.
Shakur will
Really,
be
if you're-
bigger. Shakur's going to be bigger, guys. So he is going to be bigger.
I was gonna say, if your punches are just fast and like straight, I think that gives a lot of those guys problems too. Because like they just see it coming.
And the
it's-
forward momentum that
Yes.
because you're coming forward and because the punches are coming in hot, that puts more on the punches, more on the counters. So maybe he could Liam Wilson him or better, you know, Shakur, maybe. Or maybe Navarrete is just the most Mexicanest Mexican that ever Mexican in the history of Mexico. Bro, if he were to win that,
will Shakur be bigger? Because this weight class is a tight fit for Emmanuel right now.
I mean, look, it's a good fight. And the thing is, it's not like Shakur has been at 135 all that long. So, and I said it at the top of the show that a part of the reason that Emmanuel might end up moving up again is because of the politics, bro. They're not going to send Joe Cordina to Top Rank, and they ain't going to send Emmanuel to Matchroom. PBC's not going to send over Hector Luis Garcia. So, if he can't get those fights, the fuck he going to do?
Fight Abraham Nova, I guess that's legit the only person there. I'm serious. That's literally it. I think that'll actually be his next defense too.
He gonna fuck him up. I'll watch it though. I'll watch it. He's gonna fuck him up.
I mean, Navarrete's never in a boring fight, so
He never is. That's the good thing, that he never is. So he might look shitty in a fight, but it won't be boring. I mean, like shit. They got Anderson fighting Rudenko very soon. That's just a get out there fight. That is just that. I wouldn't even call that a developmental fight, because bro,
It's not.
That dude is 6 feet tall, bro. You not getting ready for nothing fighting him.
And a bum.
You know, I'm saying, like, that's not getting you ready for shit.
That's a fix up from the bad performance against Martin.
Confidence
Fight.
builder.
what a step back.
That's a step back. That is
Yeah.
a step back. But the good thing is, it's like, I don't want to be a negative Nelly. It is good that they're keeping him busy, because that still allows him to get out there and stay sharp. But just in terms of getting you ready for the Makhmudovs and Hergovics and those tall fighters that they're very cumbersome, this fight don't get you ready for that. It don't. This is a very small heavyweight.
It just keeps him in shape.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I do like what Top Rank did, though, getting all those heavyweight prospects, though. They got Martin, they got Makhmudov, they got Effie, they got Charlo now, they got Torres, they got all these guys. I mean,
Well, they see the writing on the wall. Like,
yeah. they
Usyk's
did.
going to be gone soon. Fury's going to be gone soon, if not
Yep.
already.
Yeah. The future of the
Wilder's gonna
division
be
is
gone.
definitely a Top Rank.
And Top Rank's got it. The only guy they didn't sign is Ditchko.
They
I mean,
need to
there's
get
some other
that.
guys like Hergovic and like Dempsey McKean who just fought like
Nah,
middling
bro.
they don't
names
look good.
like that. But I'm
Dempsey's
in
not
terms of
bad,
youth.
bro. Don't act like that, Ray. Dempsey's not bad, bro.
Yeah, he's
No, I don't mean
I like
Dempsey. I
him.
don't mean Dempsey. I
The
meant
Horgovic
Hergovic.
I'm
Like,
thinking of.
I just saw the
Hergovic,
most.
yo,
I just saw the
Hergovic
most.
is ass.
This
Nah,
dude.
he's not
Don't
ass.
tell
He's
that
just
to
not
don't
well.
tell that to
He's just
Ivo.
not what we thought. He's just not a boogeyman like people made it out to be.
Bro, I picked him to win, so I'm not bitter. I picked him to win. I'm just saying that being real, he's ass.
Did he look? He looked worse in this fight than he did with Zhang.
He still got the win though. Like I think he'll still beat most
give me
top
Does he
15.
right
beat Makhmudov? Does he beat Makhmudov?
No, he
Oh,
does
I
not.
think so. I think off experience.
No.
Does he
No.
knock out Chisora?
Makhmudov has better feet than him.
And power.
Does he
I
knock out
agree with that
Chisora?
too. He has more power. I agree with that too.
Um,
How do you
Does
train
he knock
against
out
12?
Chisora?
Bro,
Yes.
a strong win to knock out today's Chisora.
Stop
bro.
it! I want Chisora versus Zhang Joyce winner. Give me that.
Bro, you want Chisora to die is what
I
you
want him to be
Chisora to die. If you put him in
What
there
about-
with the winner of that fight, that's dog. Like,
what about Hergovic?
Does that
Joyce?
fight sell? Does that fight sell off the O2 and give me 500,000 UK pay-per-view buys?
I mean, I think you could. You can sell it. It's not that you can't, but like he's gonna get fucked up, and everybody's gonna go into that fight knowing that he's gonna get fucked up.
He's got
Why
to
is he even
stop.
fighting, bro?
Well, who's he gonna fight?
Hergovic Joyce?
No one.
Ma-
Retire.
He said he
Makhmudov,
want to.
yeah,
He said he want to have 3 more fights.
He wants to get to 50.
He want to get the brain damage.
Yeah.
They should give
Bro,
you.
I was just about to say the same exact fucking word, man.
They
Right,
should get,
yo.
His brain looks like ambrosia salad. Like
They should give him like Adam Kalinowski or something for the next.
Fellas, I just
Damn, bro.
Ha-
Like
have
You
them
gotta
fight
figure out
Ricky
video,
Sanchez
listen.
to put you to sleep.
I don't know who does that. I saw a video of a dude was getting a massage, and he called the police on the lady asking him if he wanted a happy ending.
what a weirdo.
That's some weird shit.
If they offer you the extra menu, man, just fucking take it, bro.
And he went live saying, "I called the police because she offered me that."
I called
What
the
is
law on this pervert. Just offered me a hand job.
Listen, man,
I would
just
love
stay
to
away.
go-
Listen,
Hey,
but-
leave this.
listen, but if you really want a real massage, stay away from Asian massage parlors for starters.
Mm.
Those shits is not real massage. You have them in your city. All of you do. Those are not real massage parlors.
Hey, 9 out of 10 are not the real deal.
I'm telling you, if that's the right ratio, 9 out of 10. You better go to Massage Envy or some shit. 'Cause them shits, they'll offer you that shit, but nah, son. How you gonna call the cops on the joint though? Like,
Exactly.
you fucking cornball. She
You
tried to
like,
give
he
a
be wanting
blowjob.
to-
Like,
I said, you
He
think
was
she
probably like,
wanna give-
unhand me.
She thinks she want to give hand jobs all
Unhand me,
day. Like
harlots.
she just, I mean, she's just out there hustling. You think she want to give hand
she
jobs?
getting
all
it how
day?
she lives. Shit, like, oh, weird ass motherfucker. This shit crazy. Like, she tried.
No,
she
but if I was
tried-
a guy, I was like, yeah, I'll finger you after this massage.
Nah. All
Handcuffed
right.
immediately.
All right. What the fuck, bro? The fuck?
Handcuffed immediately.
I could see like Mirage going to a parlor asking some chick to put on like boxer shorts
Ben
with
Vi-
Benavides on the front.
Bro,
Ben
he
Benitez.
lives.
Can you
in
dress up as
Australia.
David Benavides?
He's just an hour flight away from the lady boys, bro. Look on the map.
Yeah, so he's
Look
taking
on the map.
Benavides boxer shorts to the Thailand and
Fly
asking
Yeah,
right
yeah.
over there to the lady boys,
Well,
bro.
It's like,
To the-
it's like a
Jules,
guy that
Jules.
looks like a woman. He's like, can you please dress up as David Benavides before? They're just like, what are you talking about?
Imagine somebody comes out looking like Artur Beterbiev instead.
Oh shit! Imagine Philippe Pergovic. You want the massage? You want to be happy? You want to be happy?
Beterbiev comes out and says, "I'm going to do this to your friend David."
Motherfucker, come out, crack his knuckles. and shit. I make you feel good. Like, nah, homie. Like, nah, homie. Get away from me, B. You know what I'm
And if it's
saying?
Phillips, going to start punching Mirage in the back of the head.
Nah, dog. That's crazy. These scenarios is crazy,
Wait,
man.
speaking of
Yeah, how do you
Benavides,
train against 12 rabbit punches from behind the head, man?
You know that, yo, I'm glad you said that because you know what? I'm starting to think that the only time he hurts guys is with the rabbit punches.
Oh,
Hergovic.
it's his best punch. It's his best
Yeah.
punch.
That was
Yeah.
a bad knockout, if you ask me, because I know he did. Dempsey McKean was hurt, but there was 3 straight rabbit punches, and the ref didn't say anything.
The way he sets up that rabbit punch, cold.
Because he was
do rabbit punches.
Yeah, he was unapologetic. He was
hitting
on the rabbit punch.
Flush. He didn't flinch.
Listen, man, Hrgovic is ass.
Him and Frankie Sanchez, Julius, for the sleeper title.
Yeah, like with Frankie, it's just the entertainment value thing that I can't stomach your style is at this weight. But with Hrgovic, it's like, nah, dog, you just nothing about you really stands out. Nothing really. You're not particularly good in any area.
You just had guys not wanting to fight you for the Mando slot.
That's where the reputation came from, that they had to go down the ranks 2 or 3 times and nobody wanted to take the fight. So it's not like people were saying it for no reason. But, now, like, all right, you fighting people and you just looking ass. Like, look ass. Like, bro. Like, now, Gassiev, listen, Julio, Gassiev, Valine, that's a good fight. In Russia.
Gassiev fighting in who?
He's fighting Otto Valine.
Oh, that's a good fight. Let's see if he throws some fucking punches, though.
That is a good fight.
That's a good fight, man.
You
know what Gassiev come to do. You know what he coming to do, bro.
He comes to tear your head off. Yeah. That's gonna be a good fight.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Who does Zhang fight after he fucking beats Joyce again?
No, he's mandatory. He's gonna go for Usyk, or he's gonna go for the belt.
That's right.
And if Drew, if Usyk says, all right, bro, I'm done because Fury acting like a bitch, that Joshua Zhang.
Wow.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think Zhang's. Tell me if I'm wrong, Pano and Fella and Jules. Zhang's a sleeper.
He is.
For what?
Yeah. He is. No, he is, because you know what the thing is? Nobody's just gonna fight him to be fighting. Like Joe did it, obviously. If he wins again, he's a hot potato. He's a hot potato. A lot of guys ain't gonna want nothing to do with him. But Joshua versus Zhang for the bread and a belt, AJ got to take care of business with Wilder, though. You know what I could go for? You know what I could go for? Joshua versus Hrgovic.
Yeah, I could do that.
Easy win for Joshua, in my opinion.
The way it's going, yeah.
But here's the thing with Zhang, though.
Shit, bro.
Here's the thing with Zhang. I know you said he was a hot potato no one want part of, but they might because they could get that Macau money.
Bro, who the fucking Macau has bankrolled the Zhang fight yet?
That's true.
I know the potential is there, but I'm just saying that he's been around long enough that if somebody in Macau with a lot of money wanted to bankroll his shows and put that money behind him, they would have did it already. He didn't end up signing to a UK promoter because people are falling over each other in China to bankroll his fights.
Yeah, his promoter's based out of Jersey.
You know what I'm saying? That which is crazy to me because he's a damn good fighter, but being realistic, it's like I think it's time to put to bed the mythical Macau money unless somebody steps up, which they haven't yet, which is mind-boggling to me because China has a lot of millionaires and billionaires. They got a lot, but I ain't seen nobody put no bread up for him. So, you could do, if Anthony Joshua takes care of business, and listen, fellas, it's not a foregone conclusion that he does. I will say shout out to Julio, the most special of the special, because Julio said it way before the fight. He said Joshua's going to look shit, and he's going to come and he's going to knock out Wilder. That's what he said. Julio, you still there? Fuck,
of course.
Al Heyman got him.
Of course.
Al Heyman got him for a second.
I got Al Heyman.
But Julio said it. Go to his page. He said it that Joshua's going to look underwhelming this past weekend. He said it beforehand. And you still have Joshua beating this guy, correct?
Of course. I mean, like some idiot was just like, oh, well, Joshua doesn't have Fury's defensive ability to be able to beat Wilder. Fury that was the most offensive performance we've ever seen from Tyson Fury in his career to beat Wilder. In fact, the fight where he actually used his defensive skills to try and win the fight, like as a tactic to win the fight, he got knocked down twice. Yeah. 2 devastating knockdowns, which was far more than the other 2 that he caught on his front foot.
Which is what creates the apprehensiveness in me. if you give Wilder enough, because what Fury did was he didn't give him enough room to throw the right. Jab, double jab, tie him up, lean on him, push him around, rough him up in the clinch. You know, he don't got room or time to get off that right hand. Whereas the way AJ is fighting, you keeping him at arm's length. So he has that chance to get off that right hand because there's enough space and enough time to do it. So
yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's the opposite of what people are. Whatever told you that, Julio. I think Josh was fighting too tentatively to just have it a foregone conclusion.
See, but I don't think he needs to be overly aggressive. I think that's fine. As long as Wilder is biting on feints, he's useless. He can't get off his right hand.
I agree with Julio.
And that's the only fucking punch. Are we all insane? Like, are we all going insane? Like, you're really gonna rest your fucking case on a guy who's literally known for one punch?
No, we're not gonna.
One punch is gonna get the job done. Listen. Look, if you're the bum that he fought like before, then fine. Yeah, I guess one punch will do the job. Like, yeah, his sparring partner who was also coming off a layoff. Sure, yeah, one punch will probably do it. But AJ coming off, being active. I don't think one punch is gonna do it.
What I'll say about that, the AJ performance, he showed more stuff that he's working on that I liked. What he was underwhelming with is all mental. It's nothing with boxing. It's all in his head.
Look, we know that he has the capacity. Yeah. We know that he had the capacity to end this fight early. If he didn't, it's all in his fucking mind, bro.
And that's exactly
this is why I don't like this narrative though, because it's like once AJ started using his brain, it's like, oh, he's in his head. It's like, no, he's fighting smart now. How he fought before, got him knocked out. I've got him dropped by Klitschko. Like,
Julio,
come on. What people think is tentativeness, I see as evolution.
No, Julio.
Well, hang on a second now.
I've sat with the trainers that were in his camp for the second Usyk fight. It is a lot in his head, bro. He's too in his head of thinking in there and just instead of letting it go.
He used to be very good in the pocket, AJ.
He won't spend no time.
Though. Did you see the way his body was moving and the split?
AJ was getting hit all the time in the pocket.
Pros and cons. I actually did like how his feet was moving. I liked, what he was doing with his feet. I liked that he was like changing levels, at least at the start, just changing levels, doing things with his hands, disguising his punches. I liked all of that, but it is noticeable. That's what's missing, Julio. He used to spend more time in the pocket. He don't spend no time in the pocket.
And what happened in the pocket? What happened in the pocket?
No.
He literally would get dropped, hurt, buzzed. Like, come on. Of course he's not going to stay in the pocket. That's not his strong suit. Hold on. Here's the thing, though. The fact that he has Derek James. Listen, for all the criticism that Derek James gets, and he deserves a lot of it, pretty much all of Derek James' fighters, literally all they do is fight well on the inside. That's literally that. They don't have outside games, so he's with the right person. If you want to say that as a criticism.
Let me read the super chat. A freaking says, "Is AJ's defense getting better or worse under Derek James? Both Hellenius and Franklin bloodied him early." That's a good question, guys. What do you think? Is it getting better or worse?
If it ain't getting, it can't be getting better because he's still getting hit.
Not getting better.
I mean, it's boxing. Everyone gets hit. Is he getting dropped? Is he getting wobbled?
No.
Is he fighting good boxers?
Is he getting hit with dumb shit consistently? Is he pulling his head back? Is he dropping his hands? Like,
it is important to note that since he left Rob McCracken, he hasn't been dropped. Yes.
Well, also he's just older. Like, he's a smarter fighter. Like, when he's not the brave young Olympian who wanted to dethrone Klitschko. He's not that guy anymore.
I love AJ just as much as the next. But did Karma give you this script to go from?
Bro,
yeah, we're working on it right now. This is a spectrum.
Karma is in his room right now with a motherfucking Beretta to his head. That's not Julio talking.
I wish he was in my room.
That's Julio reading. He's reading. Teleprompter.
Julio, blink twice if you need.
No, but Julio, I agree with you and all that, but I do see a fighter tentative about his ability at times of what he can.
There's no doubt about that.
I think I see a fighter who is tired of getting hit in the face with dumb shit, and he's actually using his brain now, and he's evolved as a fighter.
Well,
And
Julio,
I
he's
think
tired
that
of
the
getting hit
idea that
heavily.
Wilder is gonna take a
If
year
he was
off, like
using his
okay,
brain,
this dude
he
fought
would've let
3
his
minutes
hands
and
go.
he's gonna land one right hand and is gonna win him the
Julio,
fight. Like I don't.
if he's
Yeah, no.
tired of-
I
if
live
he's
in
tired-
reality.
If he's tired of getting hit with dumb shit, why is he getting hit with Hellenius' jab?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's getting hit with a jab, the most textbook punch. That's fine. But is he getting hit with fucking dumb shit like he was before? Like that hook that Ruiz landed on him behind his
Hellenius'
ear.
jab. I just
Why are
said.
you in
He
the
knocked
pocket with a
down
little ass
Ruiz.
heavyweight like
He
that?
knocked down Ruiz too,
He's
man.
not doing dumb shit like that anymore.
Yeah, but
Yo,
he was
but
knocking
listen,
guys down and out when he was doing that.
I'll say this is what makes it tentative. He will not throw combinations anymore. It's
Correct.
one at a time. It's only one at a time. One at a time. Every
Yo,
single
That's
time.
all he needs. That's all he needs.
Away. So you're not a combination puncher anymore, and you don't commit to the right. You go back. He pulling that right. He pulling it. He not. He pulling that shit.
Because he doesn't need to commit all the time. That's what got him knocked out.
Let me read this super
Nah,
chat.
you're like, yo,
Let me read the super chat before I pass it to Michael. I'm afraid AJ may be Joseph Parker 2.0. Motherfucking Will said Dillian White went 12 rounds with Hellenius and never got this kind of criticism. To me, AJ is the most criticized fighter since Lennox Lewis. It's a fair point.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
but Dillian
that.
White
Are
sucks.
we really
I
about
agree
to
with
go
all
that
that.
far?
I agree with that. But what I saw from AJ this weekend, bro, and I'm the biggest AJ fan. Like AJ got me into boxing, bro. Like my first ever gloves.
Bro, me and AJ used to
Bro,
go to school together, bro.
My first ever boxing gloves were from AJ's fucking website, bro. Like dead ass. Like I fucking love this guy. But this guy in round 1 ate 3 consecutive jabs.
You saw that?
In a row.
Bing,
Didn't move
bing.
his head at all. Popped his head back
Bro.
every single one.
He can't do this against
What
Wilder.
I'm seeing
But-
from
but-
AJ, I'm seeing AJ go backwards.
No,
For
man.
me,
This is what we're doing. We're falling for the late replacement trap.
Wait. No. Big and easy.
Yeah, dude, this guy's crazy.
Wilder don't smoke no motherfucking Usyk, bro. You got
Doesn't smoke AJ either.
Bro, listen, like AJ, we could argue. If you really think this skinny chicken leg motherfucker with one arm is gonna catch Usyk with that bum ass right hand, like seriously, bro, stop it.
No, but anyway, to quickly respond to Michael, like the difference here is that Wilder, unlike Hellenius, will not have fought the same fucking week and will not be as sharp as Hellenius. Like Hellenius is literally as sharp as a fighter can be. He literally just fought. He literally just finished his camp.
Bro, I'm just telling
Of course, he's gonna land jabs early. Wilder's taking a year
That's
off.
great.
He fought
What
3
I'm
fucking
seeing
minutes.
from AJ is that he's choosing to fight on the outside.
Good. He gets hit on the inside.
Wait. When he does release that too, which is occasionally nowadays, he's like petrified of what's coming back, and then
Big Kneesy. Wait, Big Kneesy. Remember I told you Crawford was gonna fuck your boy up?
He said drop the link.
It's too many people. It's 10 people up
If
here.
Tyson Fury had the same performance, he's 20 tons. He moves like a lightweight.
Listen, I'm not listening. Wait. Listen. Wait, one thing. I see your point, Julio, because that's how it happens. Right before Tyson Fury beat the holy fuck out of Wilder, who made him look like shit?
Fucking a bunch of bums were making him look like shit.
Right, or in other words, right before Fury had the signature performance of his entire career, you know what happened? He looked like shit. Navarrete. Right before Navarrete beat the holy fuck out of Oscar Valdez, didn't he look like shit?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, Jules. This guy's talking crazy in the chat. I need you to send him a link, bro.
Hey, somebody got to drop off. There's 10 people up here.
Let it get heavy. Who's here? Who's not talking? Who's here?
Michael, the fans win.
I'll
fucking
win. Either way, listen. I still got AJ.
Like I said, Neezy. Remember I told you your boy was going to get the shit beat out of him? You remember I told you that shit?
What happened?
You want to play this game? You want to play this game with Wilder?
Hey, I'll drop off. I want to hear you guys argue.
I told your ass that Spence wasn't it. Didn't I tell you that?
It's like people. It's like he can't win, bro. Like early in his career, oh, he's robotic. All he does is swing, and now that he's deciding to use his brain, oh, he's tentative. He's lost it. He's regressed.
Can't do that
It's
against Wilder,
ridiculous.
man.
I'll
Can't
tell
do
you
that
what,
against
Julio.
Wilder.
I'll level with you because I think that this is the arena where these decisions are right now. The merit of the changes that he's made and the fighter that he's become will be weighed upon whether he wins or loses against Deontay Wilder. That's what's going to decide whether these changes have been for the better or the worse. That's what's going to decide that. Right now, all anybody could say is, you definitely not fighting how you was. You wasn't fighting like that before when you got you not.
But the argument is that it's bad. I'm arguing that it's good. It's fine because he's not gonna. He's it's just different.
I try to tell you. I told you about Fulton too, bro. Didn't I tell you that shit? You want to go for three? You want to go for three with Wilder? You want to go for three with Wilder?
Oh hell yeah!
3 for 3.
You know what I'm saying?
Third time's a charm.
But the ends have to justify the means. And what I am optimistic about is whenever I see people saying the things that they're saying about Joshua, that's what they were saying about Klitschko. That's what they were saying about Lennox. I ain't no YouTuber finding out about old boxers, motherfucker. I was there. When Lennox started being more careful and thinking more and using his jab more, they was talking shit. Same way they talking shit now. When Klitschko became more careful, he wasn't going out there guns blazing, blaze of glory. When he became more careful, they was talking shit about him. And this is right when he went on to have a great run, a great 9-year reign as champion.
Yes, the conditions have to meet the fighter. Like, listen, Tyson Fury is the inverse. Early in his career, all he did was fucking throw feints. That motherfucker was pure feints and jabs. And then he met a fighter who, in order to beat him, he had to change his style and evolved into a boxer puncher. And that's what he kind of does now.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. Like, okay, with AJ, it was the inverse. Now he's more of a boxer. And honestly, I'm glad because he's winning fights still. And the idea that Wilder is going to beat him off a year layoff, fought 3 minutes, like, we're just going to say the same shit. He can't fight going backwards. He doesn't have a chin.
This is one thing that is not getting said, that it's like, y'all must think that this is a comic book. Y'all don't know, not y'all.
Oh, they think Wilder's Thor's hand. Like, what the fuck?
I'm saying, like you do realize that y'all don't know how he gonna take a punch. But the beating that he got, the 2 beatings that he got, those are not normal beatings. If you could get a flash knockout, you'll be all right. It happened to Derek. I mean, it happened to Takam. You know, he was beating Derek, and Derek caught him with a good one, put him out. Same thing happened in the Dillian White rematch. That Derek getting busy, he looked like he went in a fight. He got caught with a good one, he got put out. What happened to Wilder is very different from just getting knocked out. You got the shit beat out of you back to back for several rounds, and you got knocked out. You don't be the same after that. Your brain don't be the same after
but
that.
it's just people buying into the hype still, even though it's been disproven. Like, it's cartoon logic that just because Wilder has this right hand, that he's gonna knock AJ out because, you know, AJ looked underwhelmed against Helenius. It's nonsense.
Julio.
He knocked out his sparring partner first and foremost.
Knocked out his sparring.
First and foremost. Wilder had Wilder had a full camp for Helenius. That wasn't no late replacement. He had a full camp for a dude that he already knew. He already knew because that was his sparring partner.
Number one sparring.
He probably sparred Helenius in that camp.
He sparred Helenius for Fury.
I know.
Wait, hold on.
So he probably sparred Helenius for Helenius.
Wasn't scared?
Hold on.
I just want to clarify that real quick. D's or whatever. Did you say that Wilder wasn't scared when he fought Helenius?
Yeah.
He ran for the entire fight until he landed one punch.
Yeah, literally.
Bro, he was more tentative than Joshua was.
He ran. No, stop. AJ backed up. Wilder straight circled around the ring like he was Arasandi Lara on a bicycle.
Running him down. He's trying to run him down. He backed up against the ropes and he knocked him out.
He ran around in a circle for the entire first round, bro.
Yeah. He's on his back foot.
Yeah.
It's quite literally back foot bitching. Now he got the knockout.
Because he doesn't know how to box. So he's running. That's what he's doing. He's not
Wait,
moving
hold
laterally.
really?
He's got-
Hold on.
Let
You're taking
me,
the
let
guy.
me address this because, like I said, people think these boxers are comic book characters or Street Fighter characters.
Who do you
When
think?
I
I
said,
think that. You think I think that?
I do think that you think that about Wilder. I absolutely do.
All right.
I absolutely think you think that. You know why? This dude has fought for one round the whole 2 years. He fought for one round, and it was against his sparring partner.
One
Not
round and
nobody,
three.
not nobody real. You fought your sparring partner. It couldn't be more opportune for you. It wasn't a late replacement. You literally spent weeks getting ready for a dude. You already know him like the back of your hand. You already know
A
him.
full 8 weeks.
I will
for
say this in Wilder's.
No, I don't think. Hold on.
I want to say
don't
something
think
in Wilder's defense real quick. And this is going to make... I'm throwing up a bit in the back of my mouth as I say that. He is trying to get the Andy Ruiz fight going, and Ruiz is being a little bitch about it.
I'm not chastising, bro. I'm not chastising him
Malik
for not
Scott said
fighting.
they're not doing that. They're skipping him.
I'm not chastising Wilder for Andy wanting all that money. I'm just saying that these is the circumstances. This is not shit that is like, oh yeah, that ain't shit. It's certain shit that ain't shit. You know, gloves or whatever. Yeah, I ain't buy shit. All right, but this shit, this man has not been hit since he got his ass whooped. And I'm telling you, you're not gonna get the shit beat out of you like that, and your brain is the same. Nah, every guy I seen take a beating like the ones that he took, they brain was not the same after that. So the first solid one that get in, his eyes is gonna roll on the back of his head.
It's gonna be
The first solid one.
It should be an interesting fight because we have questions going for both guys.
Who you think? Who you think he could get in there with before he fights AJ to prepare him?
I think that he will
a bomb.
No. Preparing for AJ. And
They're all bums except for like 6, 7
That's not
guys.
true, bro. That's not true.
Who,
Look,
other than Zhang, okay, there's Zhang, Joyce.
Mahmoudov is good.
No, the top names.
is
Top
good.
names.
No, you
Whoa,
talking?
Zhang is a southpaw.
Wait. You talking about popularity? I'm talking about actual.
Okay.
I'm talking about actual ability. Gassiev is
he goes
good.
in there-
Gassiev is good. Makhmudov is good. Ditchko is good. Jalalov is good. There's a lot of good guys running around that they're good fighters. They're good fighters.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with them, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you
They're
don't
good
want
fighters.
But also,
There's nothing wrong with-
Wilder, y'all are like under the assumption that Wilder's gonna take a stay busy. If it's not gonna pay him, he's not gonna fight. Like I think he's literally gonna wait until January for Joshua.
Yeah,
and he's
I'll
gonna
tell
get
you
his
that.
ass whooped.
Yeah, but not only that,
Because you took the words out of my mouth that I'm like, you think Wilder is gonna get out there for peanuts on a dollar just to get a few rounds in? He's not.
He's not. He's not like AJ, bro.
Yeah, but not only for those mad ducats, it's the fact that Wilder cannot risk losing the Saudi money. If he fucking gets his head knocked off by like a little butterball like Ruiz, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna
That
fight
fucking
him
Saudi
now.
money. That Saudi money's gone.
Look,
He
bro,
fought like Charles Martin.
AJ took a bigger risk already taking a late replacement fight.
Rick Starr, let me put it this way. I'm not going to blame Wilder because Andy want whatever he wants because I don't know what he wants. So I'm not going to jump to
50-50.
conclusion. But I will say this. Wilder's the same genius. And that's the same genius team that picked Fury instead of AJ. And you trust their reasoning? I don't. Y'all only picked him because he was fat and he was coming off a cocaine addiction. And that blew up in your face.
And turned down lower money. He turned down less money. Though.
You literally, he said, and it's not nothing that I make up. He said that I would have got more money for AJ than you.
No, 1,000%. But Wilder doesn't have the balls to roll with it, and he doesn't
by
have the skill
it's
set.
looking like it might be Andy they fight. It's looking like that.
Well, Malik Scotch said that the Andy fight is not happening. He said that on Saturday.
He wants to do movies.
And yeah, he said that on Saturday, this Saturday, because he was there for Gerald. He trained Gerald for the Chisora fight, and he said the Andy shit is not happening. Andy priced itself out. That's what he said not but 2 days ago.
Who said he wants to do a movie?
That's what
said
their
that shit.
family's saying. His dad's saying
He's
that.
getting tattoos painted on his ass.
He has tattoos. He has tattoos in his ass, like hieroglyphic tattoos in his ass.
Of what? Taco Bell?
Who? Andy Ruiz?
Yeah, he cave drawings.
We're being
Draw
serious.
this.
Not even
He's getting a sleeve in his small intestine.
bro.
Fucking Joshua Kunju Herrera says it's not natural for AJ. Yes, he thinks, but he thinks too much. Fury, albeit a fool, boxing movements are natural to him. Shout out to you. Eson said, "My dog, you always watch. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro." And with Wilder, like I address the concerns that I have for AJ because I have concerns. So it's not one way. But I don't see nobody in the American boxing media, none of the boxing fans. Oh, so you think you could just get the shit beat out of you up and down the ring, 2 fights back to back, and you gonna be normal after that? You didn't get to see what he has because the fight with Hellenius only lasted 1 round.
Yeah.
You don't know where he at. None of us do.
Or his gas tank. You know,
That's
again, only
because
1 round.
Wilder has so much confidence. If you look at AJ, he doesn't really have that. So everybody thinks he's fragile immediately. But literally, I remember I argued with my friend, and I was like, "Bro, who do you think has the worst chin, AJ or Wilder?" And he was like, "AJ." And I was like, "Do you know that Wilder got dropped by Dustin Nichols, Harold Sconiers, and Fury like 1,000 times?"
He got dropped by
was like,
Dustin Nichols.
No.
He's
He's been
dude, bro.
more career knockdowns. He's been knocked down more times in his career than Joshua.
Know that.
I literally, you know that I make this argument at least 6 times a year periodically that perception is a bitch. Because if you ask people, they'll tell you AJ has a glass jaw, not realizing Wilder has been knocked down and knocked out more times than AJ.
Do people not realize that AJ didn't even get knocked
Y'all
out?
are worried about AJ's defense. What about Wilder's defense?
Wilder
What defense?
AJ wasn't getting boxed up by Gerald Washington.
FitX.
Yeah, but okay, this is a difference.
Also, AJ wasn't twerking to TLC.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yo, he ruined that song for me, bro.
They stick to the rivers.
I've still never seen that video.
Bro, how do you twerk to that song of all songs?
Oh,
Whoa, what songs do you twerk to?
You know what this shit is? He another one. He got
what song should he be twerking to?
Bro,
Juvie 400 degrees. But what Cassie?
One of his own songs.
No, but yo,
WAP, man, wet ass pussy.
Can I just say though, there was something viral on Twitter today where they showed that the Spence fans are still coping with that video they showed.
I seen that.
And they're making fun. They're making videos like the old Real World Jews where they would go into the confessional.
Yeah, see, it was a dude. It wasn't a dude in the locker room of a gym or something like Crawford ain't look right. It's something I never seen him hit like your dog.
Nah, he looked like Lamar off of BMF.
It's the 5. What is that? The steps of the 5 steps of grief or whatever you call that.
I'm gonna tell you what.
They're in the denial still.
Julio more than anybody needs to open up a YouTube channel because the only 2 people that I've heard say that shit that Bob is now saying is either me or Julio. I said Crawford has more experience with southpaws than Spence does. It's a fact. Yeah. You can laugh at Julius and Dongo all you want. Crawford has fought more southpaws than Spence. Spence has.
That's purposeful because I think I said this to you before.
I don't think he's good with
the only 2 skilled southpaws he fought in the amateurs beat the shit out of him.
Right? And the only one he fought in the pros that I know of is Chris Van Heerden.
Yes,
he fought.
The other one was
There's another one he knocked out when he was outside.
Ocampo. Those are the only 2 southpaws.
No, there's another one.
Ocampo southpaw? No, Lardy.
Ocampo's not a southpaw.
Yeah.
Ocampo's not a southpaw?
Nah, he's orthodox. Lardy wobbled Spence really bad early in his career. You should go watch the tape. Wobbled him really bad.
Yeah, it was a 2-3 he wobbled him with.
Conspiracy theory, gentlemen. Conspiracy theory. Is that why he backed out of the Manny Pacquiao fight, you think?
He didn't back out. Don't do that.
I'll tell you this, and I'm not playing when I say this either. I'm not joking at all. The eye that was fucked up is in line of Manny's jab, and I'm not playing. I don't think that fight would have ended well for Spence. I'm not playing.
You think Pacquiao would have beat Spence?
I was picking Pacquiao to beat Spence.
Listen to me. Hindsight is 2020.
That's crazy.
That double, triple J. You thought it was crazy that I picked Crawford, bro.
I didn't think it was crazy. We're gonna get to that.
crazy,
Bro,
bro.
we're gonna get
But
to
also,
that. We're gonna get
also,
to that.
why was Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao.
Listen to me. I'm just telling you that jab on Manny, that shit. Spence is not Ugas. Would not have fought the fight that Ugas fought. He would have been aggressive with Manny because he's older and smaller, and his it would have been in line of that double, triple jab that Manny throw. That pop, 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 pop. Bring over that other shit like he knocked down Keith.
And
But
you're
also,
crazy
hold on,
if you
listen.
think.
Here's another one though. Why wasn't Pacquiao? Pacquiao wasn't as hesitant to fight Spence as he was Crawford. Let's not act.
That is, listen. I posted. I had a thread on one of the videos I did earlier this week where I brought up all the shit where Manny said outright. I mean, where Roach said outright, we don't want Crawford. We don't want a guy like Crawford.
Okay,
He
so
said that in 2017.
Yeah, he did say that.
Okay, so
And
hold
I
on.
have to say this. So I was in the building when fucking Crawford stopped Porter. I saw Errol Spence run out that building, and I tweeted, "Y'all gonna be surprised how easy he makes it look if they do fight."
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, that's cool. Yo, listen. What did Pacquiao never do in all 8 divisions he won championships?
What, unify?
He never unified. So this
They
was his
got to
first.
do with Errol. What they got to do with Errol?
Listen,
Basic.
that's why I'm gonna get to that. You guys just want to jump on me whenever I say some shit. Now he finally had the opportunity to unify. That's why he wanted to fight Errol.
No.
Oh, you talking about? You talking about Manny?
Yeah.
No. That's not why. That's
Crawford was still at
one at a time.
140.
One at a time. It's 10 people talking. One at a time.
Crawford was still at 140.
No, that's not
Jeff
true.
Horn.
Once again, that's not true. After that, even after he lost to Jeff Horn, as
He left
recent
and went to PBC right away.
No, wrong. Listen to me, bro. What? In 2021, he asked Bob Arum for $40 million coming out of the pandemic. You don't want to fight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple.
Oh,
you
he
don't
wanted $40 million for Crawford?
For Crawford, yeah.
Bro, that's on paper. You can look it up. He wanted, and remember, one, you want $40 million for Crawford. Two, you want $40 million for Crawford coming out of the pandemic? The crowds wasn't even back yet. You don't want to fight, bro.
He didn't want to fight.
And then that's when Bob started floating. Maybe the Middle East could pay for it.
So they hadn't even developed the vaccine, and Manny's asking for $40 million. That's crazy.
He already fought Broner. He fought Broner
Bro,
in
you
2019.
Bro, who the fuck is Broner?
No, I get that, but I'm saying he fought. He had the. What was his deal when he went to PBC?
Let me walk you through this. Please, nobody interrupt. Let me walk you through it.
All right.
So after the Thurman fight, that was his final fight of the PBC deal. Okay. He literally went into. Most people don't know this. Manny's next fight after Thurman was going to be on DAZN against Mikey Garcia, right? That's what came out in the Audi Attar lawsuit. That's why they were suing him and all that shit, because he was supposed to fight Mikey on DAZN for a lot of fucking money. But according to Manny's people, you know, the numbers kept changing every time he came back, and he didn't like what was going on, so he didn't go through with it. That was the Audi Attar end of it or whatever. He felt like Audi Attar and them and the people at Paradigm were jerking him, so he didn't go through with the fight with Mikey on DAZN. So then, you know, he's in limbo. Bob Arum comes back into it. He says, I told Crawford's promoter I want $40 million for that fight. Bob puts it out, okay, we'll try to see if we can get the money from Saudi. They couldn't get the money in Saudi. The fight didn't happen. Then after all of that, which is roughly 2 years from the Thurman fight, after all of that, then he decides, okay, I'll fight Spence.
I want to add one more thing. The idea that he was doing so he could be unified is kind of silly because he wasn't a champion when he fought Spence. He got stripped of the WBA title.
Yeah, he got stripped before the fight even got made.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why he got elevated to champion.
Yep. Shit, there you
Bring
go.
Your receipt. Bring your receipts, please. Please.
All right, my bad.
At the beginning of the year,
at the beginning of the year, politics and all that.
At the beginning of the year, they labeled Manny a champion in recess because he had not fought since the Thurman fight in 2019. In 2021, they labeled him a champion in recess way before the Spence fight got made. They labeled him a champion in recess, and they gave his belt to Ugas.
Oh, what, he still had the regular, didn't he?
He was a champion in recess, which is basically a glorified mandatory. As soon as you want to fight for the belt, as soon as you want to fight for the belt, you can. That's basically what that is. But it wasn't no unification, nothing, because he didn't have a belt for Spence. He knew like everybody else knew. Errol was easier to deal with than Crawford, man.
See, I thought Ugas won the belt off of Pacquiao when they fought. That's what I thought. Okay. All right. Got it.
But Spence is easy work, bro. I tried to warn you,
man. Not easy work, man.
That wasn't easy for Crawford.
It was easy. It was easy. No, for sure, it was easy. Once I seen Eminem,
I said it was easy work.
Once I seen Eminem,
was easy as fuck.
You're saying it's easy, like he's easy for everybody.
I think that he'll get. I'll tell you what.
I know Boots will whoop his ass right now.
Listen, man, forget Boots. Brian Castano, he better stay away from him.
Would fold him, bro. I've been saying it.
Not even Brian Castano.
I think Castano will get off on him.
I could move. Listen, I could move Subriel Matias up to 47, and he'd kill that.
Nah. That's a bit much. I don't know about that. That's a bit too far.
Yo, you know who beat your boy? You're not gonna like this, Big Neezy. You're not gonna like this.
Don't make me log out because I like.
I'm telling you about to log out, bro. I'm telling you right now. Let me put the echo on. Hold on, wait.
Fuck out of here.
Yo, Tim Tszyu.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say Brian Mendoza.
I'm not playing.
Tim Tszyu would put him in a body bag.
I'm telling you, I don't know if it will ever happen, but if they made that fight, I got Tim Tszyu. I got Tim Tszyu.
Nuts, bro. He hasn't done nothing these guys have done, bro.
Who's fucking Errol's best dominant win?
Yeah,
fucking Kell Brook.
It's not dominant neither, Drew. It's not even dominant.
That's what I'm saying. Like they've been hyping up this dude. They've been hyping up this dude that beat a
Ugas
fucking.
wasn't dominant.
Was Ugas elite?
No, he was not.
Ugas is not elite, bro.
Who did Tim Tszyu beat that was elite?
Harrison.
Hold up.
Harrison.
Wait.
No. If you're gonna come to fight, don't fucking bring up no Harrison.
Yeah, I will.
Ugas is elite.
Tim is not. You got knocked out by Willie Nelson.
But Tim is not. You fucking.
Did Tim Harrison beat the fucking current super junior middleweight undisputed champ?
Correct.
I'm telling you right now, the only man on this planet that could beat Tim Tszyu, well, right, weight class, is
Did
Terrence
Errol
Crawford.
Spence do to Sean Porter what fucking Terrence Crawford did?
No.
Oh my God. Don't get back into this shit, bro. I did this already with these.
The last time there was a man down was fucking Ocampo that fucking Tim Tszyu fucking slaughtered.
The only man that Errol got down was Yella Beezy. That's man down.
Yo, you didn't see Jules, you know who Charleston White is?
I seen that. I seen that.
Right? They said they all ran a train on his baby moms.
Yo,
that's why they have beef.
Yeah, but you know what the other shit is?
Check this out.
But
let me finish.
When you fucking the same circle of bitches, like
this is what happened. So they say the reason why he got into the car accident is because Freddie, Trap Boy Freddie. I don't know if you know about any of these guys, but they're like Dallas rappers, right? So Trap Boy Freddie must have fucked his baby moms, and then fucking Mo 3, the guy they were beefing, fucked his baby moms. And then he must have caught the clap from Mo 3 or some shit through his bit.
Yo, what the fuck?
So check this out.
This is a very involved story. I'm looking forward to where it ends.
Yeah, so check this out. So then he sees Mo 3 at the club, pieces them up, but they're gangsters. They all got guns and shit, like Dallas, whatever. They're all strapped, right? They're like, fuck that, we're not having this shit. They chase him outside the club. They run him down. They have him going. He's going 100 miles per hour in his Ferrari. They must see him burning out whatever they cut. They're just trying to scare him off, whatever. They stop chasing him because he's going. These guys are probably in Hondas and shit. I don't know. They probably didn't catch up to him. They're trying to run him down. Boom. He speeds out. He swerves out. He fucking flies out of his fucking windshield. That's how the shit
Bro,
happens.
this is like the movie Seven, but about guy rapping fucking about his life.
Let me get this straight. You don't follow the politics of boxing, but you follow Errol Spence gossip politics.
I've seen this shit. Don't do that.
I'm just fucking with you.
I want to know when Vin Diesel comes in frame.
Can I say this?
Did Hector know that those guys chasing Spence were having double-barrel Harleys in their fucking Hondas?
He was watching the Wendy Williams show on Showtime Boxing.
No, man. Neezy, like,
just
did you
saying,
get this on
I
a
look at
cocktail
that.
napkin, my guy? Like, what?
That's what I get for telling you guys
Nah. Look, I'm gonna tell you what. Errol got emotions. I think any one of y'all would be angry if you found that out. But what you do after that is what shows if you effeminate or masculine.
Yeah, he should have
Bro,
left the bitch.
she the hoe.
Yeah, she should have left.
She the
her.
hoe. If your BM wanted to polish my knob or whatever, right? I wouldn't have said no more than you would have said no to my BM. You understand? That's the understanding. So for you to bug
Julius,
out,
you're saying BM as in baby mama,
Baby mother.
not
yeah,
bowel
but
movement.
I don't think of bowel movement when I hear BM.
What the fuck?
Right? I'm just saying that that's the game. That's
the game.
the
We raised
game,
different
bro.
in the Bay Area. Like
We got people in the chat
we
confirming
game,
the story.
like that's Texas shit. In the Bay Area, we raised different, bro. Like your bitch.
I know. See, the thing is that, and I noticed this about a lot of the athletes and a lot of the rappers and a lot of the people that got a little bit of something going on. Why y'all all fucking the same bitches, man? Y'all all fucking the same bitches. Like,
you seen his baby?
Hey, you know, and that's why I like you always talk about 50 Cent Jules leveling up. That's why I like he fucked Chelsea Handler. He was fucking none of these fucking hip hop hoes.
That's what like y'all got the Britney rent, like y'all. So what y'all all trying to taste each other's dicks and shit? Like, what's the matter with y'all, man? Go to
No, but maybe
something.
yeah, but they heard through the grapevine that she be making like chocolate covered strawberries and like chocolate chip cookies from my guy, like. So they wanted some action on that, man.
Genuine silliness. Like, I really look at it as genuinely silly. Like, how could y'all? This big old world with all these different shapes of vaginas, and y'all choose to fuck the same bitches? What's the matter with y'all?
It's crazy.
That's
and they're in his camp.
Crazy.
And they're in his camp.
I don't even understand that. Like, bro, so you telling me you could go to Spain and fuck some Spanish hairy pussy that ain't been washed in a minute? You could do that. You could go to Greece, the Mykonos, and fuck some Greek goddess pussy, some Aphrodite action. You could fucking go to Australia, get you some fucking, what's that Australian actress, man? Get you some motherfucking Nicole Kidman. Nah, I want to fuck the bitch that you fucked. This dudes is weird. That's like if you in a bathroom and a dude, it's all these stalls.
That's how you know
but
they
you want
gay.
to use the one that's next to me.
That's some gay shit.
I'm crazy because it'd be the boxers that be getting last place with all these hoes too.
Yeah, but Jules, probably is because they hang out with the same crew, right? So they've seen the same girl all the time, right? They'll be like, "Yo, why can't I get it?"
You
on this
coughing
shit?
and like, see, this is what I mean. That like things in things are cyclical, and it's like a curse almost. I'm like, so you really gonna fuck the same bitch as everybody else? You gonna nut in the same bitch too? Like, are you a moron? And you must be. This is gonna be the mother of your kids. This broad. Hey, man. Hey, this shit crazy to me because I'm like, yo, dog, you got all this means and money to see the world. Look at different types of nipples, the pancakes, the little pointy pink joint. It's all type of shit going on.
A lot of this right now, what you're saying is making sense why Arrow's fans flipped out, like the Ray Jacks, because they don't get no bitches either like that. So that shit happens to them.
Don't do that. I get bitches, nigga.
He's talking about this dude.
Don't do that. Just because you get bitches don't mean they quality.
Yeah, there they are, nigga. Don't worry.
Listen, now we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Listen, I'm just saying.
My track record's all over socials of the bitches I get.
Listen, man. Hey, listen.
You fucking filthy riches hoes, eh?
We're like, it's expensive to live over there. Listen, all I'm saying is I just think it's weird that athletes keep repeating the same cycle that ends up bad for them. Like, nah, it'd be bad for y'all. Y'all fucking these same ass bitches. I don't. Why, bro?
Didn't that happen to Floyd too?
Yes,
the whole
Floyd was
video.
fucking Nelly's bitch, or Nelly fucked
or the
his
other way
bitch.
around.
Yeah,
no, it was tiny T.I. bitch.
Yo, remember when he tried to fight
bitch?
Remember when he tried to fight T.I.? Yeah, when T.I. tried to fight him, that was
over tiny, because Floyd fucked Tiny. And I'm like, and I looked at the bitch. I'm like, yo, this what y'all mad at?
She looks like
this what y'all mad at?
You can't be trying to fight over her.
Shit, like you got all this money, yo. Go get you like an actress, bitch, or some type of shit, bro.
Her BBL is awful.
I just said
Bro,
it because
that
I remember the whole what's it called, 50 Cent video where he was like, "Why he say fuck me for? Nelly's the one that fucked your bitch."
Word, because Nelly fucked this
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's crazy. It's the industry, man. These guys all be fucking the same bitches.
That's what I'm saying. That's like if you take a condom. The way I envision it is like if you take the condom off and then
Jules,
put it on.
stop,
Yeah,
bro.
Pause.
Bro,
Y'all
blue waffle.
fucking the same mouth. Y'all fucking the same box. Come on, B.
The blue waffle.
Jules, man, why do you have to? You always the conversation always goes sounds some. Oh,
Bro,
shit,
I said it's like that because y'all all, not y'all, but they are literally nutting in the same mouths and coming in the same box. Like, what's the matter with y'all, bro?
Yeah,
the fuck wrong with y'all?
These bitches are for they're gonna treat you all the same.
All right, just to quickly ask, did you guys watch that Marcus Vegas interview with Roy Jones?
Nah, not the one with Roy.
Nope.
I seen the one with Bob.
Because Roy was slightly off. He did not have Inoue above that of Crawford. I mean, they're interchangeable. I feel like Terrence and Inoue are kind of interchangeable, but he has a misperception that Inoue lost. He has a defeat on his record to that of Nonito Donaire. He said that on in the interview. So I don't know where Roy's getting his information from.
Look, let's say this. I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna be completely honest about shit. A lot of motherfuckers don't want a dude that weigh 122 pounds to have the title of the most skillful fighter in the world. That's what it is.
Yes.
I think it's silly because they don't understand the concept of pound for pound. Most people don't. They literally don't. They don't understand. I'm not telling you that Inoue would beat Crawford. That's not what we talking about. We talking about nuts and bolts skills. That this 122-pound fighter is more skilled than, say, that 240-pound fighter. That 240-pound fighter might beat him in a real-life setting, but it's not because he's better. It's just because he's bigger. That's what pound for pound is. That this little motherfucker is skilled. That's all it means. And they don't want a little dude that look like Yu-Gi-Oh! To be the number one pound for pound. But unfortunately for them,
I said Yu-Gi-Oh!
Unfortunately for them,
it's true. It's visual perception, man. They don't want some little fucking cartoon character like Anime Cat.
This is what I had. My bad.
Let me say this though. Let me say this. I don't have Inoue number one right now. At the end of the year, if he beats Tapales, there is no argument for Crawford to be ranked ahead of him. Zero. Absolute.
Is that signed?
Zero. They working on it right now.
They're working on it right now.
Literally working on it right now.
Here's what I was gonna.
I've seen both of those men live, and I can't make an argument for Jules not having Inoue number one and Crawford. They're interchangeable. So
you have Inoue number one right now.
I have Inoue number one right now.
Drew, listen to me. Yeah. Right now they're interchangeable. But right now, this is the lay of the land. Inoue has been a champion at more weights than Terrence Crawford. Yes, he's been a champion in 4.
And what does it for me?
Finish.
Go ahead.
He's already been a champion at more weights than Terrence Crawford, and he's literally took more belts from more champions than Terrence Crawford. Literally.
What does he have, like 16 belts?
Not 16. Crawford beat 5 champions. He beat 6. If he beat Tapales, that's 7.
And 2-time undisputed.
I know, but how many belts does he
undisputed?
Have? I swear I've seen some shit.
Now he got 2. Right now he got 2 at 122.
No, but I swear he has I swear I've seen some shit. He's been in 20 title fights or some shit.
Well, no, what you saw was his overall track record of title fights throughout 4 weight classes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Most of his career, most of it is title fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
he only has like 30 fights, right? 27 or some shit.
And why I have him number one is his first fight in a new division. He didn't grow into the division. He took the top guy out.
Yeah. Pro, like if you're gonna be pure objectivity, then Inoue has to be number one. But I put Crawford number one for purely sentimental reasons. I don't give a fuck.
I can't be mad at anybody that got Crawford.
That's what did it for me. That I'm like, fuck ESPN, fuck you. Fuck you, Ring Magazine.
Their list was the
Fuck
worst.
you, Box Rec. Fuck y'all. He is number one because I have never seen an American champion that good, marginalized that much for 5 years. He is number one.
Exactly,
So,
and I
y'all
agree
his
with
list, by
what
the way?
everybody's saying right there. In terms of if we go back to the nuts and bolts, like Jules says, it's hard to not have a new A1.
Yeah, the argument is already there for him to be number one now. What will
Whoa,
put it
someone
over the
said Bud
top?
is fourth?
Because
That's
here's the thing:
Hold on.
who was favored?
That's crazy.
Who was favored in the Crawford Spence fight?
Crawford.
Crawford.
We were more sure about that fight than we were Fulton and Inoue.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
but no.
Let me say this. This is the main thing. This is the main thing.
Hold on. That was the Arrow Bud fight was more 50-50 on by the bookies.
The odds makers did have it closer.
They did have it closer. Fulton was 3-1.
3-1 underdog, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the consensus of boxing people.
Oh yeah. We had it. Yeah. 100%.
The boxing like
right now it's nothing. But the main thing is this: if he do to Tapales what he just did to Fulton, that's 2-time undisputed in the 4-belt era, just like Crawford, except he's a champion at more weights than you, and he literally beat more champions than you did.
And he did it in less than a year. He became 2-time undisputed in less than a year.
I can't have that because there's no.
I want to say something about Inoue's record real quick.
Inoue's the cash
really
cow.
crazy.
He's able to get the fights Crawford wasn't quicker.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the ability that we gauge. And we gauging the ability.
The point is like him getting it faster than Crawford. I'm like, well, they starved Crawford out for years. I can't.
No, but I'm not gauging the speed. It's just that at the end of the day, what has Crawford at number one is you're a 3-time lineal, 3-time Ring Magazine, 2-time undisputed, current reigning 3-division champion. He knew he already has you beat out. He just needs to beat Tapales to put it over the top.
But hold on. I've been arguing with people about this for a couple days now. And I don't care who you guys have, whatever, it's cool, whatever. I'm not trying to argue about that. But if Canelo loses his next fight to Jermell Charlo, is Jermell Charlo number one pound for pound?
No, because that doesn't make him as accomplished as Canelo. I mean, as accomplished as Crawford. See, here's the way here's how I do it. Here's how I do it, right?
So hold on. Let me
let me do it. Let me tell you.
All right.
Charlo is already on my list, right? He's already there. Yep. So he would enter into the top 5, but you not beating out Crawford with what you did. Crawford and Inoue and Usyk beat more champions than you. Oh, yeah. They did.
Usyk
so
beat the most
you'll be next to them, but you won't be ahead of them. You won't, because that only makes you a 2-division champion. Crawford is a 3-division champion. Inoue is a 4-division champion. They both beat more champions than you.
Hold up, Neezy, do you have fucking Jermell beating Canelo?
I want him to win. I think
okay. No. Aside from one, I'm talking about objectivity.
Huh?
I'm talking about objectivity. I'm talking about you. Not saying that like your will or want. Like okay,
Someone said I'm
like
slow. That's funny. Someone said I'm slow in the chat. No, keep going.
Let me read the super chats because they piling up. DM said, Jules, what's if Wilder hit AJ with the right and AJ is still there? That's bad for Wilder. That's very bad. That's very bad. George said, Charleston White telling everyone's business. That's what he do. That's how he came into power, came into popularity, I should say. I don't know how much power he got because I heard he was supposed to have an event down there, and because the police wasn't going to chaperone, he caught that shit off.
Yeah, he's a snitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
trying to mac at him.
I don't know about you having no power, but you popular. You ain't got no power.
What were you gonna ask me?
In regards to Jermell and Canelo, who do you have objectively? Not in the facts of that you want or you're rooting for Jermell. I get it. Okay, you're rooting for him, but do you legitimately think that he has the chops to beat Canelo?
I think he's gonna be stronger and faster at 168. Do I think he'll beat Canelo the way he beat Castano? No. I think what we've seen Navarrete do to Valdez is what Jermell has to do to we already know how to beat Canelo. You got to outbox him and stay busy. Keep the jab in his face, in and out.
Canelo don't
get
punch
caught in a
like
fight.
Yeah, but Canelo don't punch as weak as fucking Valdez, man.
No,
I thought
of course
Valdez
not.
would have more pop.
And Jermell don't hit like Bivol to keep Canelo resetting.
That's I get it because he's 175, but
there's no proof that Charlo can do what you're saying. We haven't seen it. We have to see it.
No, 100%. There's no proof that Bivol was going to do that to him either. We don't know until we see it, right? I'm saying that's what he needs to do to win. That's what he asked me. He asked me a question. I said that's what he needs to do to win.
So where's Bivol on your pound for pound if you wanted to see Charlo jump to the number one if he beat Canelo?
I got Bivol. The reason why I would put this is why I'd put Charlo over Canelo if he beats Canelo, because he jumped 2 weight classes and then became undisputed his very first fight against Canelo. I know Inoue didn't do that, but that's kind of what he did. He didn't jump 2 weight classes. I don't know how many weight classes he skipped, but he jumped and he fought a champion his first fight out and beat Fulton and knocked him out, right? So in my eyes, that's the definition of pound for pound. You're jumping up 2 weight classes to fight the best guy in the division, arguably one of the best fighters in the world or the best fighter in the world, and then you take all of his titles. That's why I would put him number 1.
Okay,
that's
so
a
let me
little bit
ask
too
you this.
dramatic, bro. That's
Neezy, let me ask you this.
Let me go smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
So, okay, Neezy, let me ask you this. Like, in regards to a lot of these chumps saying that Canelo is a cherry picker as much as Floyd wasn't in his later career.
I don't think Floyd was I don't think either one of them
in his latter career. I'm saying in his latter career, right? Saying, okay, so Canelo, let's say on that basis that Canelo is kind of cherry picking. So Canelo's not an idiot to put all his belts up for like charity and say like, okay, I'm gonna go to the PBC and I'm gonna selectively pick the Charlo brothers as the first thing. So so there has to be something that Canelo sees, and it has to be definitely if the Josh Taylor fucking Teofimo Lopez bout, the fucking Errol Spence and Crawford, but like ring rust is a real fucking thing, my guy.
No, 100%.
So
that's another reason why he'd be number 1 if he beat Canelo.
Yeah, but what I'm asking you is, you legitimately think that even Jermell has a chance?
I think he has a chance if he does what I think he needs to do. Yeah.
I will say
you're propping his.
I know it's a big ask. I'm not saying it's not a big ask.
So you're propping that his ring IQ is that increased in the context of having the ring rust, getting back in there after almost 2 years.
No, it'd be 15 months.
Yeah. It's a hard ask because who's faced the better level of opposition?
Obviously Canelo.
Right.
So that would obviously mean Canelo's ring IQ is more versatile than what Charlo's faced.
Plus, you have to understand this. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between the Navarrete Valdez fight and this Charlo Canelo fight.
I was just using that as an example.
I know you're just using an example, but there was a problem with the example itself. Navarrete had already had a fight at that weight class, and he's been consistently active. Jermell's coming off that long layoff. This is his first weight class, and he's not moving up 1. He's moving up 2. Like, come on now.
He's got the bigger frame. He's taller. He's naturally bigger than Canelo, but it's not. We all know it's about what you can take. It's not about how big you can get and everything. It's about what kind of power you can take. Obviously, Canelo is more proven, and he can take the power. He can take power at 168. I'm sure. I know. I don't think Mel's gonna knock him out by any means, but I think he's got enough respectable power to keep him off. And if he keeps in and out and he boxes right and he doesn't get tired, and there's a lot of things he needs to do to beat Canelo. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? Jermell's one of my favorite fighters. So is Canelo. But I feel like Canelo's mistake was he's trying to stretch his money right now. So he's picking the Charlos to fight first, and then maybe Benavidez or Boo Boo, whoever wins out of them, right? And when he plans ahead, he did that last time against Bivol. He said, yeah, I'm going to beat Bivol, then I'm going to get the trilogy with Triple G. And just planning ahead. I don't know, man. Fuck, I don't know. He hasn't looked the best. I think, do you guys rate Jermell over John Ryder?
That's
John Ryder
what are
could
we
take a
talking about
fucking
right now,
beating though, bro. Like, I mean,
What are we talking about right now?
Huh?
You guys don't have Jermell over John Ryder?
If we're talking in a pound for pound sense, then sure. But if we're talking like head to head, John Ryder ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's like another
Neezy, you're trying to compare if like the context of like Canelo just fought John Ryder and fucking had to go into the deep end and fucking, but he dropped him like 4 times. His chin like fuck, man. He's a British brute. I mean,
and he's
I was at
168.
that fight.
He's a 168 guy.
I was at
He
that
stood up
fight.
to
Ryder is a tough motherfucker, yo.
He stood up to Caleb Smith.
And
He's Smith's punches. We've seen what he's been doing to guys.
He's a natural 168. Charlo isn't.
Yo,
What was he? He started at 168 or he moved up from 160?
He's a 168 guy.
His whole career? I don't really.
Well, that's why he settled. He's settled at 168.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Charlo himself is weight draining to make 54 just based on his body size. He's bigger than Canelo.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You guys don't think it's a good fight? You think
Nah, it's not a good fight. It's a fucking pick 'em. It's a pick me fight.
He's moving up.
Oh, you think he's gonna wash him like you did?
It's gonna be very easy, convincing.
Yeah.
Easy. He's coming off. Look how long his the layoff is. Come on, like he's not sharp.
Hold up. Like,
I don't think it's going to be easy. I have too much respect for
It's going to be
Jermell to say
easy, and it's going to be
convincing.
in the sense that it's
convincing.
Easy and
You were right when you said convincing.
They're synonymous. If it's convincing, it's easy.
Yeah,
100%.
But let's say this. Let's all hope that it is an entertaining fight, meaning it'll go to the lengths that we want it to see. We don't want to see a flush fucking knockout. But in regards to what Neezy's saying, I would fuck, man. It's how good Jermell fucking takes fucking Canelo's shots.
Yeah. What I think is, I think Canelo. I personally don't think Canelo's a cherry pick. Doesn't cherry pick his guys. You could say Ryder and Yildirim more, but they're mandatories. Those are the only 2 mandatories he's had. I personally don't think he's been cherry picking his guys lately. I don't think he looked at Jermell necessarily and say this guy's a cherry pick. I think they came to him with it when he went on the video and said undisputed versus undisputed. Jermell carved his own legacy. He wasn't one of these guys that were chasing the payday after Canelo. Out of all those guys, he went and carved his own legacy. He went and became undisputed at 154. He didn't bother nobody. Did his own thing. And now he wants to, you know what I'm saying? And now he went to
hang on. I remember Jermell saying he'd piece up Canelo on one of his.
Yeah, he said that at Plant. He said that at Plant. Yeah, at the Plant fight.
So,
he wasn't one of these guys. He wasn't showing up to his press conferences and disrespecting them and saying, "Oh, Canelo's scared of me" and blah 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 and all that like these other guys were doing.
He wasn't begging for handout. He wasn't begging for handouts.
He wasn't looking for a handout.
But he has talked smack. So
no, 100%. I'm not saying he never talks shit. The guy talks shit. I'm not saying that, but he never was talking crazy like he wasn't calling him out or doing no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And he made his own legacy. I respect that. That's why I rate him more than his brother. It'd be hard pressed not to. His brother hasn't done anything. So
I do think Canelo has cherry picked a little bit though. I mean, he picked Bivol over Beterbiev. Beterbiev more belts. Why not go for the consensus guy? Then
I said that the other day. I said there was I said he didn't want to fight Joe Smith, or because Joe Smith had a belt too. He didn't want to fight Joe Smith or Beterbiev. And before the Bivol fight, we didn't think high. I don't know if you guys thought highly of Bivol. I didn't think very highly of him.
Well, he was going to go up to cruiserweight and fight Makabu, instead he went down to fight Bivol. Yeah, Makabu wasn't the best guy up there either.
No, he
Reedus
wasn't.
At the time was the best guy. I didn't pick him.
Well, yeah,
so,
he would die against.
No doubt about that.
I couldn't see Canelo beating Lawrence Okoli. So
yeah, or Breedis. He's not being Breedis either.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind a little bit of cherry picking when you're moving up a weight class because I see that as a responsible toe dip of, okay, how do I actually measure up? That's why what Inoue did to Fulton was so insane in pound for pound because he went, no, I'm going for the best guy.
Yeah,
I gotta I'm coming to you, motherfucker. Give me your belts.
I gotta say sorry about Inoue, man, because I thought he was gonna get washed. I really thought he was gonna lose, but yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters now. That was crazy, man. I woke up and seen that shit. That was nuts.
So I wouldn't have minded if he went to say cruiserweight and fought Makabu and beat him. I would have minded if he didn't then stay at cruiserweight and fight all the other guys. Then I would have gotten a little miffed.
Yeah. So, but still, Canelo is still like he's testing his mettle in the context of he's one of the only fighters that is like, climbing weights and testing his mettle. Like he got that kind of like. What do you think? If he cherry picked Kovalev for the 175 that knockout?
Yes,
right.
Absolutely, yes.
Right. So he weighed it out. Like he's not a dumb fucking dude. Like he's almost at 200 million net worth, and he says like, okay, this is legitimately my breadwinning fucking. That's it. This is how I make my money.
This is my business.
So if I have to but he's still one of those only fighters that we have to give him the props for that he's testing it. He's doing a kind of it's almost like a science experiment, really.
No,
but,
he's like Roy Jones. Not as good.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's intelligently picking his opponents because he understands that he will lose a little bit of marquee / cash value, like cachet value.
So Canelo?
Yeah. If he loses a bout or a couple of bouts or whatever, yes, he has 2 losses on his record, but still he is legitimately the face of fucking boxing, right?
Yeah, but I would say that he is in a place where no matter who he fights, somebody's gonna say some negative shit.
Yeah.
It's a reality. I'll give you an example. If he would have elected to go ahead, because this is how weird these people are. There was a rumor beforehand. Oh, Canelo's going to bring him down to 68. He's going to weaken him. That's what they were saying before. Oh, rematch is going to be with Bivol.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was a rumor. And then it turned out, it wasn't Canelo asking for the fight at 68. It was Bivol asking for the fight at 68. And then it turned into, he need to fight him at 68. Bro, he want to fight him at 75 because it's for the BA. He wanted that belt. And then it turned to, no, he need to fight him at 68. And he ducking Jamal. And he's ducking Jermell. And he's ducking Andre.
Can I say at this point, though, I'm a Canelo fan. And at this point, I'm bored of Canelo's career, to be honest with you.
No, I'm not.
I'm bored.
It's not that.
I'll tell you what, you've given me 4 fights in a row. This is the 4th fight in a row. I did not want to see it. I didn't want to see it.
I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Hold on. Hold
on. It's not that. It's that, in other words, there's not a fight out there for him, right? Save one. And it's not even because I think the dude is good. I think the dude is ass.
It's horrible, but I do want to see that fight.
No, let me finish.
You think
the only reason I want him to fight Benavidez is so that I could live. That's the next best thing to watching Spence get his ass whooped. Ooh, when he loses.
So you can live in Mirage's head.
No, you forgot. That's not
you can live in Mirage's head.
You know that's not better. That's not better,
man. What Errol do to you?
It's not Errol. Errol is a stand-up guy, and he proved that. It's not Errol. It's his fans. You don't understand. It's his fans. It's not Errol. It's his fans.
And but Jules, what you're asking,
you think the meltdown? You think the meltdown Spence fan? Wait till Tank Davis loses.
If something happens to Javante Davis, bro, it's a wrap. It's all like
that's when you'll ejaculate,
bro. I'm
live on camera.
But let's be honest, bro. David Benavidez.
Pause.
Does anybody
get your page?
Bro. I am gonna ejaculate it like, oh my god, that's gonna be amazing. But the
Julius,
thing with Tank
wait, hold on. But if David
do you
Benavidez
think-
does, hold up. If David Benavidez does fucking get washed, which most likely he would from Canelo, I pick Canelo over Benavidez. The sad thing is, even though I kind of despise that Aussie fuck Mirage, he might commit suicide.
Yo, send
Nah.
Mirage.
That'll be on your hands.
Mirage
man.
is a survivor. No, listen, Mirage is a survivor. Who's seen the movie with Denzel where the evil spirit, all you got to do is touch the person and the evil spirit goes into them? Fallen, right? Mirage is going to do that with David Morrell. He going to...
Jules, do you think Jules,
there is no room on the David Morrell bandwagon. As the official owner of the David Morrell bandwagon, there's no room for Mirage.
I tell you, bro, he'll go into David Morrell after that, bro.
He will.
I got Morrell
think,
over Benavidez.
Do you think the fallout of Tank losing will be worse than Spence?
Yes, because they're running out of guys. They're running out of guys, and that stable that they took from Oscar, right? They're all in their mid to late 30s. Spence, Thurman, Porter, Wilder, that whole Golden Boy stable that they took, Heyman and Schaefer, those guys are on their way out. Now, Davis is still kind of part of the old line, even though he's younger than them because he's 28 going on 29. But if something happens to him, oh God!
And he don't have a belt right now. He doesn't have a belt.
Oh my God!
None of his opponents have ever pushed him. These are all trash.
Nah, Rolly pushed him. Rolly pushed him.
Isaac
Rolly pushed him to the
That
floor.
jab,
Rolly
that
pushed him to
Rolly
the
jab.
Rolly hits like a retard.
Big Neezy, bro. Let me just tell you right now.
See them how to try to sell this Isaac fucking fight. It's gonna be hilarious.
Well, that's the thing that Ryan. I did a video on it this morning. Ryan, and this is from Bob, so I take it seriously. It's not coming from Ryan, because he loved to say whatever. It's coming from Bob. They're in preliminary talks to do Garcia versus Lopez next year, and there is a way for that to happen. And it could be a turning of the tables because Javante, you can't fight Isaac again, bro. You cannot fight that dude again, bro. Nobody gonna buy that shit.
Pronounce it correctly.
Chris Colbert.
Nobody gonna buy that shit.
No, you promote Garcia versus Lopez, 600, 700,000 buys.
Bro, I'm telling you, because the shit is, it's fights he could have that I like, right? Like if he was to fight Frank Martin, I would pay for that fight.
Oh, that's a good fight.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
I would pay for that
and
fight.
That's an in-house fight, basically.
But he ain't even looking at Frank. The rumor is Isaac, Chris Cole. I'm not paying for that bullshit.
Or Gary Antoine Russell.
I'm not paying for that.
You're not Gary Antoine Russell?
Gary is garbage.
Yeah, he's fucking ass.
Has he fought? Where's
my
God.
This dude ducked the title shot to fight Kevin Flores.
That's sad.
Nah, B. I'm not paying for that garbage.
What he was
Your
injured.
divisions.
He was injured,
Listen to me.
No, he
for all the shit Canelo get, he is cleaning house. Javante is in a division where you had Teofimo, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Josh Taylor. He there now. What's stopping you?
Yeah. Frank
You a
Martin.
cash cow, right? You a cash cow. Make it happen.
And now you
Gary Antoine Russell said, I'm not taking that title shot because when you move 5 steps back, you move 10 steps forward, or some dumb Teofimo shit.
He says some old Lao Tzu, but I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Well, Bob said he's not gonna do the Shakur fight.
Yeah, and Mayweather said Shakur should leave him alone.
Yeah, he did. He did.
It's not about ultimately fuck Bob, fuck Mayweather. Davis, do you want to fight? Because Fulton, and God bless him, and that's why I'm still a fan of him. He lifted the veil. When the fighter want to fight, the fight happens. Errol lifted the veil. When the fighter want to fight, the fight happens. Davis, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight Devin? Do you want to fight Lopez? Do you want to fight Shakur? No, you don't. When Gilly asks you, yo, have you ever went in the office and said, yo, I want these names. Whoever Mike that is, mute that shit and go fix it.
Who's chewing gum?
Back to what I was saying. Gilly asked him, yo, have you ever asked for these people? He said no. So I'm like, bro, that dude don't want to fight nobody, bro. Even though I think Devin robbed Loma, at least he fucking fought him. That was your homework first.
Yep.
You were supposed to fight Loma. How did Teofimo and Devin get to him before you?
Yeah, and they're
You
younger.
older than him.
Hey, how you gonna talk face of boxing shit when you making contender moves, dog?
Yeah, and no belt.
What's that,
You don't
bro?
have a belt. He hasn't fought any championships.
Well, the thing is about Tank. The thing is about Tank. I don't know if you guys like watching his fights.
I
but
do.
You do, right?
No, I hate him.
You don't like watching his fights?
Bro, I flew to Japan to watch
Maryland. I had to go to Maryland for my goddamn shooting test. Everybody up there got fucking jaundice. These yellow eyeballs looking at me and shit.
I flew. I watched boxing, bro.
I was born in Baltimore.
I flew to fucking Japan to watch fucking Inoue. I don't need to see no fucking Gervonta bullshit. Come on, bro.
That's what I'm telling. Like, yo, like.
How was it?
It was civilized and no ghetto shit. I loved it.
Yeah,
it was clean and nice and all of that. Listen, nobody want to see you. Nobody want to see you fight Chris Colbert. Nobody want to no. You gonna get the same 200 that you normally get, and that's not supposed to happen. You just did over $1 million. You supposed to go up. All your options over there, you not gonna hit that again. Now, if you get with the shit and fight Lopez, you could sell something. All right, motherfucker?
Yeah, you need to
but
fight
you're not
Lopez.
going to do that. But you're not going to do that. Like I said, I knew he would fight Ryan. Shit, we all knew he would fight Ryan.
Okay, so let me ask Jules and the panel this. Is Gervonta like... Because I don't see him as a very bright individual, right? So is there someone else pulling the strings? Like doing...
Calvin.
Like pushing the finger saying...
No, I won't say his coach.
In a way, I think it's Calvin because their relationship... No, it's not Leonard. I believe that some of the decisions that get made are Calvin because Gervonta's relationship with Calvin predates his relationship with anybody at the PBC.
Yeah, that's just like his father.
They tight. He been there from the beginning. So if he's getting advice, they're like, "Yo, do this, do this, do that." It's not like really. I would say Calvin because Calvin was there from the beginning.
It's Calvin and Al.
Yeah, so Al, definitely Al.
So that's it. Leonard Ellerby is not making no fucking decisions for Tank, and neither.
He's a glorified water boy.
Yeah, why is he there then? Why do you think he's there? Why do you think Ellerby's there?
Oh, fuck.
Hey,
he's an mouthpiece on Twitter.
Ellerby's there out there to get paper clips, man. That's about it.
Ellerby was very vocal.
Mirage, I gotta tell you something, Mirage. I hope David Benavidez knock fucking Andrade out, motherfucker.
Yeah,
David better knock him out.
I'm rooting for your guy, Mirage.
Well, David's not ducking the smoke.
He better knock that fucking Rhode Island alcoholic out, Mirage.
Yeah. And I give respect for Andrade if he gets in the ring, unlike some other certain fighters who are too scared to get in the ring with David.
It's going to happen.
I give Andrade respect.
Get out of here with that BS, man. Come on.
What BS? What?
Rush, we know who you're talking about, and it ain't true, man. They go. They
so
will.
hang on. So Canelo actually did get in the ring with him? Hang on. So Canelo got in the ring with him? Did I miss the breaking news? Canelo fought him?
You missed that. You missed
175.
You missed David's dad. You missed
It's
you missed David's dad. You missed David's dad apologizing to Canelo and saying, "Please, we're sorry. We didn't mean it." That's
you don't think Andre
they realized they hurt his feelings. They realized this guy's got.
No, they realized that Al Heyman
need to be nice
to
his diva. That's what they realized. Yeah, sure.
Okay, they realized they were about to get screwed out of a payday, and they didn't want to lose it, so they're like,
"Listen
oh,
here,
I'm sorry."
Mirage, the panel here, we're all under the consensus that after David Benavidez gets fucking schooled and reamed out by fucking Canelo, will you pivot to that of David Morrell? Will you become his fucking
dude? I'm going to be
number one
fanboy. I'm going to
like the movie Fallen.
Hey, hold up.
Essence is gonna go right up David Morrell's butthole.
No, there's no room. There's no room in the Morrell bandwagon. That is my bandwagon.
Thickness of the interiors of the lower abdomens
It's a conspiracy.
He's gonna be a reverse gas, like a reverse fart. Like it's.
So since we know
Jules, don't
David's
you wish that evil
since
on
we
me?
know Canelo's next 2 fights are locked in, the brothers. Does David fight Morrell in between that time? From now until
I'll
next
tell you. No. See,
Hey,
I
those
wanted.
next two
I wanted.
fights ain't
Wait.
locked
I wanted to address that because I saw that Canelo said that, but I'm just being real with
He
y'all.
ain't fighting Maul.
I don't think he's
Maul
fighting Jamal.
Maul is not like. I don't care what they saying. What are you doing? Maul don't have a fight date. Still, we in August. He still
Jamal's
don't
not
have a
fighting.
fight date.
That's
Maul not fighting, bro. And if they do, and look, if they put him in the ring with John B might beat him.
No, he's beating Plant.
Nah, he not.
No, I don't know, he's being planned.
No, he ain't.
Plant. Yo, Caleb smacked the fucking he smacked the peroxide out his hair.
Bro,
This man didn't do shit. He didn't do shit. He just damn Rudy.
And he pressed charges on
I just
top
want
of
to go
it.
see what it was doing with the upstairs. You know what I
You
mean?
don't think? Let me ask. Let
you
me
don't
ask
think-
Jules. So, did you
You
see
don't think if he's healthy, he can beat him?
Mirage.
Did you see the interview with Reynoso a few days ago where he said they're targeting Maul after Mel? That's the plan. Would you say if they do fight Maul, I mean, would you then criticize Canelo for doing that? Because isn't that surely crossing the line where come on.
Nah, I mean, look, you want my honest opinion. My honest opinion. I'm not trolling anymore. This is my honest opinion. This is the itemized list of names that they have been giving him to fight for 3 years. It is.
PBC deal. Let's get it.
Literally, this is what I've seen. I'm a content creator. These are the names that I always see people complain. Oh, you need to fight Maul and Mel and Andre, all over, right? David's name is just one, but these are the names. They did say he was ducking the Charlo brothers. I saw it. I know.
5 years ago.
No, recently, bro.
No, they've
recently.
been saying it. Mirage, you don't recall them saying, Mirage, stop. They've been saying Canelo doesn't fight African American fighters the last 5 years.
Literally, all of this is recent. So I'm just telling you, and I've been saying this. I'm not against him fighting David or them because to me, they're all nothing anyway. They're interchangeable. There's nothing special about any of them. In fact, the only one that has anything going for him is the one he's about to fight.
Yep, it's Mel.
Well, only one of them actually fights in his own fucking division.
Hey, and here's the
so
thing.
straight away, there's a big difference right there.
Yeah, the PBC
So-
3-fight deal. Andre was supposed to be part of that, but David Benavidez is going to wax Andre.
I hope.
Benavidez was supposed to be the 3rd fight in that deal.
Listen, man, I'm going
Mirage. How long does that fight go? Mirage?
Don't lose that fight, man. Rematch with the Charlos.
This is for Mirage. Mirage. We cool. Your boy better win that fight.
You better win that fight.
Mirage, let me ask Mirage.
We're cool. We're cool.
I swear to God, I am going to jump from here to Sydney. And I'm going to find you. Right? He better win that fight.
That's true, but guess what else? Your boy Canelo better win that fight against that 154-pounder as well.
Oh, he will.
Oh,
he
shit.
will.
Right.
Cool. Listen, you ain't got to worry about me, bro. But you tell me, Mirage. I have a question. How many southpaws has David Benavidez fought?
I don't know.
None.
Mirage, I got a question. Serious question.
It's
Mirage.
no joke of a fight. I know people shit on Andre. They shit on him. But
Saddle.
he's got skills. He's got tools. So it's not an easy fight.
Mirage,
Andre Jules?
Mirage, what round does David stop Andrade in?
You got Andre?
No, I'm
saying
telling
Mirage.
you. Do you know what I see? Let me tell you something that I see. Let me tell you something that I see.
Likely, very likely.
Let me tell you something that I see, and I'm not trolling when I say this. I'm dead serious. Caleb Plant has a bad gas tank. We all know that. He'll start off okay, but then he'll fade. He'll stop throwing punches. He'll start running. He'll start taking punishment, and he couldn't finish him. He couldn't finish him. Yep. So I'm looking at Andre, and I'm like, well, he has a bad gas tank too. It's the same shit as Caleb. He'll start off okay, and then he'll just get really sloppy and fucking messy looking towards the end, except for 2 things. I think he's a sharper puncher than Caleb, sharper, and he's a southpaw.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Julius. He's not 168 and actual. The Caleb Plant's been 168 for a while. He doesn't. You can't. You don't know if Andre hits hard at 168. He got dropped by Nicholson. His chin is what I think about.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Better chin than him.
The likelihood is
one thing.
Benavidez does roll through fucking Andre. But Mirage, if you think that Canelo will lose to that of a 154 pounder in Jermell moving up, I think your boxing analytics is kind of waning.
Mirage. David better win.
I'm not saying he's favorite.
He better win that fucking fight. He better.
Yeah, my personal guarantee he's going to win. Don't worry about it. Personal guarantee. It's certified.
By what? Knockout?
Is there anything official?
Listen, for what it's worth, I'm going to tell you what. Even though I don't think that fight... See, this is why I think Showtime fucks up. That is a very good fight. Very good. I like that fight. Benavidez versus Andre. I like that fight. It's a great fight. The problem is you're putting a great fight behind a paywall.
Yep.
That's a problem. That's why your subscriptions... That's why your subscriptions have been getting lower and lower. A fight like that belongs on regular Showtime because I am confident on regular Showtime, you could get 1 million people to watch that fight, or over 1 million.
Undercard.
Exactly, or an undercard. If you put it behind a paywall, you know Andre does not have fans, bro. He don't.
And Benavidez barely does.
That's Benavidez' fault, though.
That's the way boxing has been for many years. They're putting these fights that don't deserve it. I mean, it's common. It's not just Showtime specific.
They watch boxing in Ecuador, though. They watch boxing. They watch boxing in Ecuador, though, right?
One at a time, man.
Yeah, they must watch boxing in Ecuador, though.
Listen. Here's another example, right? Gervonta Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia should have been on regular Showtime because you already knew you were going to do the Ryan Garcia fight later on in the year. You knew that. You actually announced the Garcia fight with Ryan before the Hector fight. So you should have given that one away to drum up subscriptions for the platform. Instead, you put it behind a paywall and barely anybody bought it. The same happened with Benavidez versus Plant. That would have been a good fight for regular Showtime to drum up subscriptions and long-term viewers. That's why Showtime and their subscribership is in the crapper, because all the halfway decent fights, you know, for a boxing fan, you know, not just somebody that watches TV, because I don't actually watch a lot of TV, but for a boxing fan, you look at that and you say, well, I don't need a Showtime subscription to pay for these pay-per-views. I could go to pay-per-view.com and buy these. The stuff on the regular schedule is abysmal. The best fight that they've had on the regular schedule, and it's really only one, was Boots and Villa. And it wasn't even really a fight. It was a beatdown. It wasn't even really a fight.
Can I just make a suggestion on the soundboard? Every time you say that shit was a crapper, you get a diarrhea sound?
I have a fart sound. I need to use it. I do have a fart sound.
Yo, Jules, if...
I got a fart sound.
As dignified as Showtime deserves.
Yo, would you believe the Wicked of the West is still taking shots at me?
Who's
I didn't even say nothing. That's crazy. I didn't even say nothing.
Yo,
I didn't say nothing.
Yo, Jules, if Mel loses, do you still have him on your pound-for-pound list?
No, my rule is if you lose, you're off until you win your next fight.
Okay.
See,
damn.
like
even if you've gone up 2 divisions.
That's cold.
Yeah,
you're cold, brother.
Because this is my rationale. You can feel free to disagree. Sometimes fighters lose and rebound, and they can show that they still have it. But sometimes they don't have it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't bounce back. Sometimes they're never the same. So until you show me that you're still on the level, you don't get to get. You got to win your fight. You got to win your next fight. You got to get a title. And it's happened. It's happened before because there's fighters, they lose, they're never the same. And there's other fighters, they lose, and it's like nothing happened. So until you show me... Listen, Navarrete, I got to find a spot for Navarrete. That dude
took Canelo off the list when he lost to Bivol?
Yeah, and I put him... I took him off. I took him off, and then when he beat Golovkin, I put him back.
Okay.
You got to win. You got to win. You got to show me you can win.
Why don't you have Bivol on the list right now?
Hey,
because his because his argument was weak. He was on the list. His argument was weak. See, you beat a fighter at his 4th weight. You see what I mean? So that got him on the list. The rule that I have in beating a pound for pound fighter, you become one yourself. So there was a slot that opened up for you because you took Canelo off. But you came in at number 9 because you're not unified like Errol, who was on the list at the time. You're not unified like Errol, undisputed like Haney, undisputed like Charlo. You're not a 4-division champion like Ioka, a 3-division champion like Inoue, a 3-division champion like Crawford, a 2-division champion like Usyk. You came in behind all of them because the only reason you're here is you beat a fighter at his 4th weight. Your argument is not as strong as theirs. So after a while, right? Better beef. He's on mine. After a while, I forgot who bumped him off, but he got bumped off by somebody that has a better argument. The little Japanese kid at light flyweight. Hiroto,
tell me those kids' names. I was gonna ask you that.
Kenshiro Taraji, Kenshiro Taraji, unified light flyweight champion, has a stronger argument than Bivol. Even if I think it's Kinshro, right? Even though I think Bivol is one of the best in the world, on paper it has to be there. And for Bivol, unfortunately, no, it's not there. You're not unified like Artur. You're not undisputed like Haney. You're not undisputed like Mel. You're not undisputed like Crawford. You're not undisputed like Inoue. You're not a 4-division champion like Ioka. You're not a 2-division former undisputed champion like Usyk. Your argument is I beat Canelo at his 4th weight.
And Zudro.
I'm joking.
A lot of men beat Zudro's. A lot of men beat Zudro's ass. If you catch my drift.
Now, what he could do, and I don't know if the boxing gods is going to give us this, but I don't think we're going to get it. I honestly don't believe they're ever going to fight now. If he were to beat Artur, then he's definitely on the list. Oh, yes, absolutely, he would be back on the list.
Where would you put him? Top 5. You put him number 1?
Nah, not top 5. He would be lower tier because if you
lightweight,
the people in the top 5, think about the top 5. This is the first 2 tiers. You either have Crawford or Inoue in the top tier. Then you have to have Usyk, Canelo, Charlo, Ioka. I have Ioka on mine. He's a 4-division champion. Then you get to the lower tier, which is the bottom tier. He would be in that tier. Like, okay, you undisputed. There's quite a few of those guys running around, you know. There's a few. There's been a few.
Charlo in your top 5?
I think he's number 6.
I think
he's number 6.
I rate that. He gets hated on a lot, man.
Yeah, but I rated him before anybody. I rated him before Ring Magazine. I got into a whole argument with Dougie Fisher about it. That how do you have Lomachenko, but you don't have an undisputed champion? And it's not mean-spirited, by the way, because I got nothing but respect for Dougie. But just like it sends the wrong message. If we, the consumers, want these fighters fighting for all the belts, when they get them, you got to reward that. You got to show that. They're like, yo, he's an undisputed champion. You're not going to put him on?
Yeah,
you're not going to rate him?
They had Loma on the list for 373 days.
They still have, listen, I don't have nothing against Vasyl Lomachenko. I firmly believe he beat Devin.
But he doesn't belong there.
But before that fight, y'all had him on there. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a belt.
His last best performance before Haney was Nakatani.
Saying, but see, this is the shit I'm saying. They want fighters. All of us as consumers claim to want these champions and these great fighters to fight each other, to unify titles. And then when they do that, oh, well, Jason Rosario. Like, see, all right, you can't fucking do that, bro, because for you telling me about Jason ain't shit, Rocky Martinez wasn't shit. The fuck are you talking about? He wasn't shit because he had a BO. Yeah, and Jason had 2 belts. So we can't keep doing that. They're like
100%.
We can't keep doing that. Like, if the dude undisputed, even though Devin to me has the weakest claim, and it's not bad, it's just the weakest compared to the other people. Weakest compared to the other undisputed people. That you gotta put him on though, because like, bro, so you telling me that a fighter in boxing today could win every belt and y'all gonna act like that's nothing?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's kind of crazy, bro. Then why fight for the belts then? Why do it? I ain't gonna give him no credit for it.
If he gets a run,
I got a question for you. Are we sure that Benavidez is gonna fight Andrade? Because I haven't heard anything official about it.
No, I'm not sure. It's 90%. It's 90% done.
On
the
Saturday.
last thing I heard Benavidez say was he was still trying to get the fight with
Hey,
Maria.
yo,
That was just last week.
It's not 100%.
There's an interview. There was an interview on Saturday.
Yo,
Benavidez said
as long
Andre
as
is next.
As long as
No,
Andre
Jules, he
doesn't
said it's
gas out
90% done. We're still waiting. That's
One
that's the specifics.
I ain't even like. Nah, I'm not mad at it. Like, see, look, man.
It's not
My
a
whole
bad fight.
Done by November.
whole beef with a lot of these fighters is that they don't do that. So if David doing that, cool. I support it. I know a lot of people not gonna buy that shit, but I will. I'll buy the shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
The
I'm
problem is
surprised that they
Andre.
let.
We don't know what's happening yet.
Training
100%.
camp.
The
Can
problem is
Andre
that
make it through a
Andrade
training
might
camp
pull
without
out,
getting
man. I
injured?
mean,
Too many people
Andrade
talking
pulls
about-
out more than a porno star.
I like that fight.
I'm
I'll
surprised
buy
that they
that
let it
shit.
happen. I'm surprised that they let it happen. If they let that fight happen, it's because they actually do believe in David to win that fight.
Do you know why they let the fight happen? I'm gonna be real with you. See, if I'm Jose, I would sooner put my son in there with a guy in his mid-30s who don't hit hard than David Morrell.
Yeah.
But
I
I'll
think
tell you
David
right
Morrell
now,
will
though,
beat him.
Jules, if those Caleb Plant numbers were bad, these are about to be abysmal.
Yeah,
Bro,
Because
I'm saying,
because bro, even at my gym, I was telling him the guy like these are boxing fans. Well, not as hardcore as us, but I was telling them that Benavidez is about to fight Andre. They were all like, "Who's Andre?" Swear to God.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know who Andre is.
Don't know who the fuck Andre it is, bro.
Then you
and
gotta
that's
show them
Andre,
the
but that's Andre's fault.
But,
They
If
know-
you
but
don't
moving to
maintain
what you
that, that's
but
Andre's
moving what to
fault.
what you just said, Jules, that is selective. That is kind of cherry picking from the Benavidez camp.
It is, but it's also taking out the competition. Like, look, boxing is not perfect. You got to treat boxing like it's a family member. Family members are not perfect, but you love them anyway. Boxing is not perfect, but you love it anyway.
boxing's a toxic.
That's
bitch.
being
Yeah,
selective.
boxing-
Every
bro,
fighter
boxing
is
treats us
every
like
fighter is
side bitches.
selective. Every fighter is selective.
Just
Coach.
because Andre can't crack, the caveat is okay. Andre can't crack like Morrell, but Andre do have more rounds in the bank than Morrell. Been the distance more times than Morrell.
He's a bigger name than Morrell.
Two-division champion.
And he's
Former
a slick
two-division
boxer.
champion.
He's a slick boxer. David's got slow
Bro.
feet, so a slick boxer is not exactly the easiest matchup.
Yeah, he's
David.
better to have on your resume than Morrell right now.
Do you know
Yeah,
what the
that's
frustrating part
that's
of
the bottom
this
line.
is? The frustrating
No
part
one
of
has him on the resume.
is that like
No one has him on the resume as a win. So fuck, it's the best.
bro, they literally make these fights like once a year. Like David just fought in March, and now you're about to fight at the end of the year. What happened to the whole middle part of the year?
The budget. I'm trying to tell you is look. What's going on is Showtime, and I'll try to condense it. PBC stable was divided between two separate networks, right? And they had enough guys that okay, we'll send some to Fox, we'll keep some on Showtime. But when Fox decided to leave the boxing business, now you have to accommodate all these fighters, some of which were on Fox, like Keith Thurman, like Caleb Plant, and you don't have enough fight dates for all of them.
Benavidez.
Benavidez never went to Fox, but Caleb did. He did go to Fox.
Didn't he fight Durrell on Fox?
I think he fought Mike Lee, the sandwich guy. I think he fought Uskateki on Fox also. Because I remember three of his fights.
And Truex.
Three of his fights was on Fox, right? So when Fox leaves the business and you're not getting a budget from them anymore, you're not getting nothing from them, no fight dates, no nothing. Now all these guys go back over to Showtime. Showtime can't accommodate all of them and keep them fighting 3-4 times a year. They can't. And they don't want to go backwards on the money. Why you think David and Andre is on pay-per-view? Because they don't want to go backwards on the money. So they like, look, we're not going to give you no crazy guarantee. We'll give you a guarantee and put you on pay-per-view, and hopefully the money that you want will come from that. That's why damn near everything is on pay-per-view. Damn near everything.
And they have to think
right.
of that Showtime's going to go out, right? I mean, they have to assume that Showtime is going to go out.
I can't tell you because they're having a great year. They are, but and I've been saying this, but people still get mad at me. This is bigger than boxing. They don't want to understand that. The streaming, what taking in television shows and shit like that, it's changing. And Showtime is trying to survive. Boxing is a very small part of what they do. I don't know what Paramount is going to decide to do. I don't know if they're going to say, you know what, we'll keep that shit. We like that shit. It don't cost a lot. Let's keep. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
He said they want 10% of the viewership, right? That's what the guy said, right?
That's what the Michael whatever he said. Anything that accounts, his words, anything that accounts for less than 10% of the overall viewership of the platform, we're gonna reallocate resources to other shit. That means budget cuts. That means layoffs. And people still get mad at me when I bring it up like I'm making it up. They had 2 waves of layoffs. I'm not making nothing up. They laid off a bunch of people at Showtime. So now I'm just like, look, I don't know what's going to happen. Because on one end, you say that the PBC is having the biggest year this is the biggest year they've ever had, honestly.
Yeah.
This is.
This is the biggest year they've ever had. I don't remember any year quite like this one where they had this many high-profile fights that they put on, right? But is that enough? Is that going to be enough to convince them, like, yeah, let's keep giving boxing a budget?
At the end of the year?
Signing the biggest names in the sport, surely that'll help.
They're not signing anybody, though.
Yeah, they're not.
What do you mean? Crawford and Canelo? They didn't sign them? Did I miss something?
Those are the
not a PBC fighter.
This is the thing. They do have Canelo under contract. They do. They have him under contract. And, you know, that's strong that you could go to Bob Backish or whoever you answer to and say, listen, we have the top selling boxer in all of boxing under contract for 3 fights. We're about to do 1 this September and 2 more the following year. But like I said, it's bigger. What's going on is honestly bigger than boxing. Like, yeah, it's way this shit with Paramount and Showtime. This is about survival because the way things are now, it's changing. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
It's only a 3-fight deal with Canelo anyway.
Yeah, but that at least guarantees you 2 major events, at least 2, not counting everything else you have, because that's how I would sell it. Look. We have the face of the sport under contract, 3-fight deal on top of all our other content. We have that,
and they'll be able to go to them and say, "Look what we did with the Ryan Tank fight. Look what we did with the Spence Crawford fight.
Exactly.
We're going to get something in between that for all 3 of those fights, if not more."
The main problem that they face is that boxing has very little replay value. The real value. Whose mic is that, man?
Mute that shit, man. Damn.
Yeah, turn it off.
The real value of boxing is the night of. Who the fuck got these motherfucking Aldi mics? The real value of boxing is the night of the fight. It's not like a documentary where people can watch it many months from now and you'll still get that replay value. So if you're the people at Showtime, what the higher ups want is sustained viewership. Subscribers that come and stay. Whereas with a pay-per-view, that's like a fire sale. That's 1 night. It's 1 night, and then next weekend, then what the fuck?
Long term, I don't see PBC doing well. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm just saying
that
I
don't know.
do
great after this year.
What the Canelo did was he saved the fucking PVC and Showtime.
For now.
Well, for my estimation would be for another 2 year.
2 years?
Yo, but
yeah, that's about it, man.
Yeah,
that'd be generous.
With all that money that they're giving Canelo, can they pay all the other fighters that they have?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. For starters, I believe that the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis fight was the catalyst that opened the door to do other fights because that was the first time they had a huge surplus of money. Ryan and Gervonta didn't get crazy guarantees to where you have to sell crazy pay-per-views. They didn't get 50 million a piece. No, their guarantees were low, but the upside was huge. 1.4 million. The upside was huge.
Yeah, they got 30 mil each.
Yeah, with everything combined, though. Just crunch the numbers. Their guarantees were small. It's not.
Probably
It's
5
not
and 10.
exact. It's not that you were guaranteed 30 on top of the upside. No, you probably got 30 with everything together. But if it was 60 million, then yeah, you're in the shit because now you have to sell a certain number of pay-per-views just to cover that. So, long story short, that fight made a lot of money, which opened a lot of doors, right? With Canelo, you're going to make money. He's an ATM. You're gonna make money. Period. All right. So at least 2 pay-per-views you did this year were wildly successful. Tack on Crawford and Spence, which financially was not as successful as, say, Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis. But look, people are still talking about it outside of boxing. Power 105, Sway, the morning shows, all this shit. This is what you want. People that matter, content that matters, content that resonates beyond the fight. That's what the higher ups at Showtime want. Because the problem with boxing is the real value is the night of the fight. After that, a lot of that shit, most people don't go back and watch it.
That's how you know That's how you know Crawford's a motherfucker, man. The man made $25 million and they only got 650,000 buys. That's crazy.
Make me proud to be from Omaha. I'm from New York. What's that?
For real, the illest nigga in Nebraska.
Who's Crawford fighting next?
I hope he fights Tim.
I want him to fight
Tim.
Tszyu. I think it's gonna be Tim Tszyu.
I think it's gonna be Tim Tszyu. I can't.
It's going.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I thought he won a big money fight. Didn't say he won a big money fight.
Listen to me. Errol went against the grain to fight Crawford. He went against the grain. He went against Al Heyman's wishes. Now that he has suffered the consequences of that, I find it hard to believe you're going to activate that rematch clause. See, now you're going to listen to Al. You see what happened to you? See, I wanted you to go fight Keith Thurman. You wanted to go fight Crawford.
Yeah,
you going to listen to me now?
Here's what I think. I think the dog and Arrow, he's gonna go for the fight, the rematch. He's gonna get beat again. I'll admit it. Let me finish. I think he's gonna fight Errol again. Whatever the outcome of that is, then Zoo's the full champion after September 30th. So he's gonna be like, I'm gonna go over here. Australia's been good to me before. I'm gonna go over here, get Tim Tszyu. Then win or lose, if Charlo moves up, he's gonna be banking on Charlo to come back down and try to go for undisputed.
See, this is the thing. Just because the rematch isn't next doesn't mean the rematch can't happen. The rematch can happen.
I thought it has to happen this year.
No, based on the initial contract, the contract that you signed.
They can amend the contract.
They can negotiate.
They can amend the contract. The main thing is, look, you want behind the ass beating that you took, right? That rematch is a tough sell. You need to go back out there and show people that you're still Errol Spence. So what do? And I made the suggestion already. Get Errol. Fuck Thurman. Get Errol Brian Mendoza for the WBC interim or full. Full once Jermell vacates it. Get Errol a belt, get Crawford a belt, right? Errol fights Brian, Crawford fights Tim. If they win, rematch for the unification, right? You can sell that. But if you just gonna say fuck it, if you just gonna say fuck it, right? Fuck. I mean, you ain't gonna sell more. You ain't. You
might get beaten worse,
Earl,
though,
I'm
and
not
that'll be the
gonna
end
lie,
of the
bro.
career.
Really looking at it, bro, Earl actually might be ruined.
I think.
I think he's ruined.
I think he's Michael. You've been on these lives a million times, and I said it a million times. He's too simple. He is too simple.
Yeah, but it works.
Like even if he would have gone in the rematch, like he's too simple, but also like,
but it works.
Damage
bro.
from that last fight.
With who, bro? With who?
It works against everybody. You don't.
Can I tell you something? This is what Errol. Let me tell you something. This is what Errol. This is what a lot of Errol fans don't want to hear. Mean Machine, and I'm not playing.
Mean Machine beat the shit out of
Mean Machine would beat Ugas. Yep. He would beat Danny. And he would beat today's, not 2017 Thurman, today's Keith Thurman. Those guys were never as good as you thought they were. Yep. They never were.
Porter is the only one who might give Mean Machine problems.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia is fish food,
Bro,
and
I don't
he
even know if Danny
always
Garcia
was.
I don't even know if Danny Garcia would beat fucking Jeff Horn.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yo, listen. Like it's like picture Danny Garcia with a guy like Ray Robinson, for example. You're according to Hoyle, pure boxer, safety first fighter. He would make Danny look bad because Danny's not that good. Brody, you already lost in Puerto Rico. We all saw it. We saw it. You've been overrated for ages. You've been overrated for damn near a decade.
Meanwhile, Ugas
Danny
beat
said no
nobody.
to a Pacquiao fight. Like, who
blame-
does that?
He turned down Pacquiao
in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean a rematch. His team and family should step in and not allow a rematch. It's his serious health concerns.
It
The
really-
beating he took was very bad.
Yes.
You think
And
it's
to
because
take
of the
enough
car
to sign
crash?
up for another one
I'm
is
not gonna
just
lie.
outrageous. It shouldn't even be a conversation to me. Even talking about suggesting a rematch, outrageous to me.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah,
this.
it's-
Let me say
Neezy-
this. Let me say this to Big Neezy. It's not that the signs was there, but for some reason, and I like, man, just go back and watch what I'm talking about. When Errol get hit with counter shots, this is before the car accident. Porter caught him with a hook over the top, and he was hurt off of that
Yep.
shit. He caught him with a hook to the body, and he was hurt off of that
He
shit.
gets hit too much. He gets hit.
He
way too
is
much.
not. I'm saying that he was never as. I'm not trying to trash him. I'm just saying that he was never as durable as y'all thought he was.
Well, he
Because,
relies too much on his athleticism, his durability.
it's, bro, when your whole shit is, well, I'm gonna step into my jab and crowd the pocket and let him go, bro. That's how you gonna end up. That's how most fighters like that end up, bro.
Yeah.
Offensively minded fighters, usually when they bite the big one, they really bite the big one.
Well, he made the point also that the car crash. I think the car crash also contributed because if you notice in the press conference, he was blinking a lot. Do you never notice this? I think there was some sort of neurological.
Yeah, but the thing I don't like
it's a
about that is because
blink.
he went out and he beat the shit out of Ugas and Danny, man. So it's like,
do you know what?
Yeah,
Now
but there.
do you know?
Oh, but Neezy, yeah, hold on, Neezy. The thing is Crawford is fucking leagues above.
ahead of those guys.
No, 100%.
Let me say this. Let me
leagues.
say this.
Like-
let me say this. Let me say this. This is why I don't bring up the car crash anymore. Right? The car crash did not stop you from beating Danny.
That's what I'm saying.
The car crash
but
did not
I'm
stop.
just saying
Wait, man.
Huh?
If the car crash didn't stop you from beating Danny, if you wasn't damaged goods with Danny and you wasn't damaged goods with Ugas, let's not start up on that now that you lost.
You're just gonna take away from Crawford's win.
The real reason you lost to Crawford is because he's better than you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's what I was getting to.
We can't bring in the car. Is it possible that the car crashed this? Yeah, of course. Anything's possible. I'm not dismissing that. It's just that, well, the car crash didn't stop you from beating Danny, right?
Well, I'm saying now, Julius, is that the car crash with the beating that you got with Crawford and all these other fights that he's had. I think now he just can't do it anymore. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that does have residual fucking impact. Definitely, he flew out of the fucking car and landed on his fucking face. But respectively, what Julius is like, we're kind of talking about is like skill set, like his like Terrence Crawford, his elk. I don't know if a lot of like people will understand the fucking term elk.
What's that word?
His fucking elk is a different fucking cut, man. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, look, a lot of the things I said, this is not me patting myself on the back, because this is not what I intend to say this for. It's that Errol is too simple. I said Crawford's gonna come out southpaw. Crawford's jab is better.
You've been saying.
I didn't say. You don't remember when I said that?
Crawford's gonna counter this man to death. He's gonna counter him to death because Errol is too simple. Your
We've been
plan.
saying it for months, Jules. It's always the same punches that he throws.
He's
basic.
I
think. Do you see that uppercut he hit him with when he hit him with the overhand left?
That's the other thing. I said that Crawford uppercuts like
fucking nasty, bro.
Errol is not a bad fight, and I don't want to say like it's not that he's bad. It's that he's too textbook. He's too conventional. His uppercut looks like what you would see in a textbook about an uppercut. There's no nuance. There's no subtlety.
In Fighting for Dummies.
And he's not Mr. Slick.
Well, yeah, they said he's a Tim Duncan of boxing, right?
and he's not Mr. Slick. He's a pressure fighter, man. He's a volume guy. He's
a volume, and it doesn't end well for those guys, man.
It needs to be there to get hit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Neezy, what I'll tell you that.
Huh?
No, a guy who I think has a more layered approach than Errol is Boots. He has a more layered approach than Errol does. But
Boots is a mix of both of Crawford and Errol.
Stop saying that, bro. I don't know why, Leo. I just want to say, bro, people have to stop. Just because Boots is ambidextrous doesn't mean he fights like Crawford, bro.
Yeah,
I want to say this that like it's the little things that people miss. Like, yeah, he could hit with the left and the right. That's the most he has in common with Crawford.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, because he went like that Karen guy. I mean, that Karen.
Well, he's a natural. He's a natural switch hitter.
I mean,
I don't know what an unnatural switch hitter is. I just know. Okay,
Crawford's an unnatural switch hitter.
How do you figure he's unnatural?
Well, let me finish. Let me explain. Right? When has Crawford ever knocked anyone out from orthodox?
Earlier in his career, he
knocked motherfuckers out of the orthodox stance.
It's Terrence Crawford versus I think it's like Andrew Georges or some shit.
Bro, listen, I'm Big Neezy. I'm gonna tell you, you got to stop overselling Boots. He didn't beat nobody for you to be this excited.
Yeah,
bro.
Boots,
okay, hold on.
Do you only watch boxing highlights, bro? Like, be honest with you.
No. I watch fights. I watch a lot of fights.
I'm just going to tell you, this is why I'm not sold on him. This is, or completely sold. Simple shifts and pivots took away his jab. Now, his offense is reliant on his jab. Once he touches it with the jab, the rest will come behind it, right? And because Karen kept pivoting off of his jab, he couldn't bring over the heavy shots. That tells me you're simple.
Yep.
That's what that tells me. For all that flashy shit you do, see, you go out there with a Roman Villa who's about as fucking subtle as a baseball bat. You go out there with a Roman Villa and you do all the fly shit and everybody going, well, of course you could do that with Roman Villa. Of course. He's standing right in front of you, shoulder square. You don't got to go find him. Do that shit to somebody of substance.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Crawford still got to fight him, though.
I think that you overselling Boots because Errol got his ass whooped.
No. I'm not even saying this guy cares.
We know gotta. The only dude I know, all right, Crawford, if we can't get Mel in the ring, which we can't, let's go after Tim. Because to me, Tim has proven way more than Boots.
Yes.
Now, is this the same Boots who got dragged on a radio show and had to admit to the host with Bud in the room that he ducked Bud?
He lied. Yeah, I've been calling you up since 20. I've been calling you up since 20. Bro, Bud was just moving up from 140 to 147. What the fuck are you talking about?
He started
but hang on, it's still not confirmed he's moving to 154. Can we say if he stays at 147, then he's obliged to fight Boots? I think that's. I would say that.
Well, Boots is a mandatory, so yeah.
But Mirage, he ain't. Mirage, he said he ain't. Crawford himself said he's.
He wants money fights. He wants marquee fights.
That's not a money fight. All right. Then let me kill that dream right now. Boots is not a money fight.
He doesn't sell it.
Neither. How is Tim a money fight in the United States?
In Las Vegas, it is. You could put money behind that. International. See. This is. Let me help you. Tim Tszyu brings something to the table that Boots does not. What is that? Foreign broadcast rights.
Mm-hmm.
More money.
I don't know how that works exactly. Like we get those fights. I mean,
I'll tell you how it goes. Because it's a PBC show, the people in your end of it, they're going to pay a fee to be able to show it in your country.
So they're going to pop up the fee. They're going to pop it up.
That adds to the pot. That adds to the pot of the fight between them on top of Terrence Crawford's profile. With Boots, I don't know why people are pretending this guy is a draw. What the fuck is going on? He's not a draw. He is not a big name. People don't know him,
but a lot of people are.
If Crawford went to Australia, man, you could sell out 80,000 people to fight.
Bro, you could do that at Marvel Stadium if he went to fucking Australia. You could literally do that at Marvel Stadium in front of 50,000 people. It's like the Amir.
Absolutely,
I think he beats Tszyu. Absolutely.
I don't think he won't come
All
to
right.
Australia though. I don't think he wants to come to Australia. So
It
That's a hard
depends.
fight for Bud, though.
Listen, it
He went to
depends.
fucking Scotland, you clown. You clown. He fucking he got it from Ricky Byrne. And
That's
he
the point
regards
I'm
that
making.
He
If
still.
the
should go
money
to
is right,
Australia.
if the money is right, if the money is right, and the government gets behind it, we'll see. The point that I'm making, the point, it's just like the Amir Khan thing. People didn't understand why is Amir Khan getting so much money? Because Amir Khan brings foreign broadcast rights. A guy like Boots, I'm sorry, you don't bring shit. You don't bring shit. I'm not knocking him. I'm not a hater. I'm talking like, why is one fight a cash fight and one is not? Well, you don't bring shit. People don't know you.
Yeah, and because Boots hasn't fought anybody, he followed the Andrade game plan.
But that's not his fault, man. Don't do that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
It's
that
not like
because
Andre.
that's a game. No, they played a game, and I don't respect it. I don't respect it. You was dragging this man name in the mud, pretending that you wanted to fight him. All the while, you fighting an IBF eliminators. Is he IBF champion? No. So then, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You're a fucking liar.
Boots should chase them at 154 and go after.
No, Boots need to set. No, this is what Boots need to do. Stefan Espinoza, I hope you're listening. This is very simple. You can turn this kid into a star. I hope you're listening. This is what I want for Boots. I want Boots fighting 3 times a year. Why? Because he don't cost what Keith Thurman costs.
Exactly.
You don't gotta pay him 2, 3. Nah, you could pay him $500,000 to $1 million, right? Get him out there 3 times a year. The names I want to see him in there with: Butaev, Stanionis. And then if Keith could find his balls, you put him in there with Keith, all right?
Yep.
That's how you turn him into a star. Because the way you got him, you got a dude that most people don't know. He only fought once last year. What the fuck are you doing? How they gonna know him if he ain't fighting?
Yeah, get Thurman the fuck out of here.
It's very
pretty
simple.
Sad. It's pretty
He is
sad.
there already.
You know a big part of the reason that I came to be a big Tim Tszyu fan. You know why? During the pandemic, he was in Australia. He was one of the only guys that was fighting in front of big crowds. And every other fucking month, this guy's getting back out there. Activity.
Yeah,
that I don't gotta wait a year for your next fight.
Navarrete,
That's how I came to know that dude.
That's because he's got
but
that old school
problem,
mindset. See?
Yeah. But Jules, the problem is with a lot of these American fighters, they've been bewildered to like fucking think they're gonna get a high payday every fucking time. Like
that is
money.
Yeah, that is it.
Money Mayweather. He diluted and he muddied that fucking water so badly. Like
but the shit is with Boots. Boots' own father said, Bozy said in plain English, we don't have a contract with Showtime. Why is that important? No contract minimum. That means the rate can change depending on the fight. It's negotiable. There is no reason that Boots should not be fighting 3 to 4 times a year. It's not like Shakur. There's a reason Shakur only fights 2 times a year. His contract minimum is above $3 million. That's why. You put him out there twice, that's $6 million you in the hole. So you can't put him out there but so much. With Boots, y'all don't have a contract with Boots. He don't have no contract minimum. So say, okay, look, we got $500,000 for you for this fight. And then the next one, we'll bump it up a little bit. We'll give you $600,000. And then if it's a big fight, we'll give you $1 million. It's negotiable. There's no reason he shouldn't be fighting more. There's no reason.
From a business plan, that's excellent. But in regards to what these fighters' expectations are, it's delusional.
I'll tell you right now, he didn't get $1 million for no motherfucking Roman Villa, bro.
No,
no network is gonna approve that kind of spending in this economy for that kind of opponent and that kind of viewership. You're not getting crazy money for fights like that.
What I did like about the first card they had on PBC was with the tank card or whatever was there was a stacked card, right? They should do that all the time. That would save them a lot of money and they would make for these guys to be more active too.
They need to be more ambitious with their fighters, and they don't. Yeah. One of the things that Showtime doesn't do that is a part of the reason why you kind of fuck up. See, Top Rank is not afraid to trim the fat, but you are. You should have been put Isaac in a sink or swim fight. It's been over a year since he fought Gervonta Davis. You got Frank Martin. You got Edwin De Los Santos. He should be fighting one of them. You
Yeah,
literally
100%.
saved this guy
Yeah.
for Javante again?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit is not gonna sell nothing.
Yeah. And you guys protected
but
him against Shakur.
Yeah, but they're trying to stretch out the landscape. You see, they're thinking in their mind, oh, like eventually down the line, blah blah blah. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's keep them in the fucking on the shelf for a bit, and that's what they did with the fucking Charlo brothers. I mean, it's fucking.
But the shit doesn't work.
Well, they look
And-
way more promising than fucking Pitbull.
I'll say the main thing.
off
Look,
a
the
moral
main thing is
victory.
this: Al don't cut the lifeline fast enough. That's what I see. That like, so you got Edwin, you got Frank, you got Ryo, you got Chris, you got Isaac, you got all these fucking people, right? And you're not putting them in situations where, look, you lose this fight, you gotta hit the fucking road, bro. When Elvis Rodriguez lost on Top Rank, you gotta hit the fucking road, bro. If you can't win these shits, we don't need you, bro. When motherfucking Carlos Adames lost to Patrick Teixeira, all right, bro, you gotta hit the fucking road, bro. You supposed to be able to beat guys like that. If you can't beat guys like that, we don't need you.
Yeah.
Bob is 90 years old. He doesn't have time for that shit.
You got time for that
My
shit.
man said Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
You caught that? I really wanted to fuck his name up so everybody get mad at.
Bro,
I know how to say.
thought that
I just
shit-
wanted
that
to fuck his
shit smooth,
name up.
dog. Hey, I feel that one. That shit was-
Bob cut my homie. His first pro fight, he lost. He cut him.
But the reason that that's a good
him right
business
away.
model is everybody can't be on the teat. Everybody can't be on the teat. Otherwise, you're gonna get a lot of guys that you have a commitment to, and you end up fucked up. And that's kind of where they at. That you got all these guys. Listen, man, you got at least 5 guys at lightweight that you could have did a round robin with them between each other and made a star. Make a star. You can't have 5 guys running around thinking, yeah, we all stars, bro. We all Pokemon. Fuck out of here. Like, nah,
I'm
one of
saying.
y'all got to go.
They should all be on undercards. Benavidez should be on undercards still. They could make that Canelo fight crazy right now if they had Benavidez, Andre, Jamal Plant, like Morel started off. That'd be
The
a
shit
crazy
is that
card.
nobody wants to go backwards on the money, and everybody thinks they're a fucking star. Everybody thinks I'm the next. I'm king shit. Look. Jose Zepeda, and I love guys like Jose Zepeda. I love these guys. This motherfucker went to New York, didn't cry, didn't bitch, didn't moan, none of that. Y'all want me to fight Josue? All right, you know what I mean? Go over there, knock that motherfucker out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got to earn your spot. You got Keith Thurman avoiding a whole goddamn 147. That's the difference.
Zepeda's fighting fucking Africa next.
Nah, Zepeda about to fight fucking Hitchens.
Yeah, Africa, yeah.
Oh shit! Well, that's his nickname.
That's his nickname, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But for real, like you see how Top Rank could put a guy in a sink or swim. Like, listen, Josue, you know what I'm saying? You got knocked the fuck out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to hold up your end of the bargain because, hey, we got to be getting something out of this, bro. The least you can motherfucking do is win. And you got guys like Keith on Showtime. Bro, you ain't doing nothing but taking up space. That's it.
Yeah,
you don't want to fight Boots. You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight shit. If we told Keith, yo, Keith, get out there and fight Butaev, bro. Keep busy with him. You think you supposed to get a mill for that? Hell no.
Yeah,
On
but
that
Keith
note-
might want to put Keith might want to put headgear on Clarissa. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. Listen, bro, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a pleasure. I'll see y'all on the next one.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night, Jules.
All right, cool.
Have a good night, Jules. Thanks
Peace out,
for having me
y'all.
on, brother.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.